Hello, everyone. This is Diamond Princess. Welcome to my channel. Also, I want to welcome new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. You couldn't have, just went past my channel and went on to the next, but you chose to subscribe to the channel because you like my content. So, thank you for taking the time to subscribe. And also, I want you guys to subscribe to my Patreon. I'll leave it in the description down below once I get finished with this video. So, I don't know if you guys were watching the Ronnie O'Neal trial. And sometimes I think to myself, why did the judge even let this fool even speak or even witness the trial? Because when he did his defense, he turned that whole courtroom into a circus. He wasn't even, trying to prove new evidence. He just going back and forth that he never shot or killed his wife, but then admit later on during his argument that he did kill his girlfriend. And this is the last argument trial. It happened today, earlier this morning. Hello, Angel Charm. How are you? It happened earlier this morning, and I'm just like, this is like, I couldn't even pay attention to the argument. It was so bad. Like, when is he gonna shut up and sit down and just, you know, and not talk at all? Because he just looked like he looked so dumb. And he already looked at guilty when he presented his argument. So it's like he's already guilty in my book, but they haven't reached a verdict yet. Hopefully it will happen sometime soon. Because when I hear his argument, I do believe he did murder his girlfriend and his 9-year-old daughter and attempted murder for his son. So we'll wait and see. Okay, I'll wait for you. Okay, now we got that out the way. Now we're going to get on to our topic with Crystal Swirls. So, Crystal Swirls has been in and off of YouTube lately. And it is not good because she's been on and off, going on some tangent and doing crazy stuff. But what I have noticed, because I unsubscribed from her last year, because every time I click on her video, it gets weirder, 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 and weirder. And I'm just like, what is this woman doing? Like, at first when I subscribed to her channel, I liked her talking points because she said a lot of things that I agree with. But lately she's been doing some weird shit that turned me off. And what kind of got to me is that her followers don't even say anything to her, or don't even, they don't even say anything to say, hey, Crystal, this is getting kind of weird. I think you need help. And one thing I do think that Crystal do need help on is, I believe that she is traumatized from the milkman. I really do believe that, because she keeps bringing him up and bringing up him giving her finances, because I think he passed away. I'm not sure of that. I think that's what she said. However, Crystal Swirls has been casting spells, or at least trying to cast spells on other people through her channel. And that's just weird to me, and that's dangerous. Because why? I don't care if you just playing around. That shit, doing some kind of voodoo stuff is not funny. It's not funny at all. That's dangerous because you're putting other people's lives at risk. She does say that she is a witch, but why would you even cast spells on people that you don't even like? That's just creepy and it's weird. I also had a conversation with her, and this is gonna be my last time having a phone conversation with her. And I called on to her channel, and I asked her, a couple of questions about the rumors that she's dating black men, and then talking shit about them at the same time. I asked her, Crystal Swirls, when you get off your channel, I heard rumors that you are having intimate affairs with black men when you say on your channel that you don't deal with Tyrones, which are another saying for black men, because black women get that saying from Erica Badu, you better call Tyrone. Excuse me, I just ate. I'm kind of full. But that's where we get it from. But besides the point, Crystal has been acting strange ever since the pandemic has started. And let me tell you guys something. When I was talking to her about me taking a trip to San Francisco with my girlfriends, and that we are going to go out and we're going to have fun because California is moving into the green tier, which is pretty good. And I told her that there's a lot of, techno, there's a lot of Brads and Jose's and, Linglings in the tech industries, and they're making a lot of money. And Chris is like, oh, no, 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 honey, don't go out. Stay at home. You're safe at home. You don't want to catch COVID. And I'm like, why is she discouraging her followers to live life? Why is she discouraging her followers to go out and meet people? Because isn't that the whole point of, us finding like a Brad and a Jose, or a Fongli, or somebody like that? Isn't that the whole point? But Crystal Swirls is sitting up in her house and saying that I've been up in my house ever since COVID, hit dialing, trying to get her, New York accent. And she said, you should stay home and do online dating. I'm like, is that where all the Tyrones are hanging out? Is that where all the white wiggers hang out? All the, like, Dusties hang out? I would not dare touch it on my site ever again, because that's where all the men that are not doing anything with their lives are going there to hang out to find women they can have sex with. Me, I don't think so. I don't think so. And not only that, I also had a conversation with Crystal Swirls about, because she was planning to lose weight. And I talked about that with her on her live, what to eat and, and what to get rid of in your diet. She said, yeah, I'm planning to lose about, a couple 100 pounds or 200 pounds. And I said, this is good. And this is what I suggested her. I suggested her to drink more water, drink protein, get rid of fatty foods, and other stuff that is harmful to you. Yeah, I don't like that shit either. I don't like online dating. But here's the thing. because and this was last year that Crystal Source, because I was excited for her to lose weight. I'm like, yes, she's taking a step. She's getting her health together, and she's not doing it for herself, but for her boys. And when after that, she was off live for like a couple months. And when she got on, it looks like she has not done nothing to herself, nothing. And I'm like, what's going on, Crystal? Because I don't know if she's going through a lot of stress. I don't know what's going on with her personal life, but she kept saying that, oh, I'm going to lose weight. You know, this is my weight goal. But I'm sitting there like, Crystal, you haven't even done anything. You said you was going to do this, but you have not done anything to lose the weight. And not only that, she is blocking her subscribers and they're not even doing anything. But she hasn't blocked me. I'm not blocked on her channel, but she has been blocking her subscribers, just saying the tiniest little things that triggers her. Because a tiny little thing that triggers her, even if she, because I remember, because I saw her live a couple of days ago, this happened a couple of days ago. This woman would say something positive about, about being her supporter and cheering on, and she blocked her. And I'm like, what the hell? What is going on with Crystal Swirls? And I understand that she gets trolls because she gets trolled a lot. That's understandable. But just to block your subscribers that that has been faithful to you in the last couple of years, that is a false flag to me. And then, calling them out and all that shit. I'm like, this woman has lost it. What is wrong with her? And she also told her subscribers to flag Miss Elite's channel. And I'm sitting here thinking she has lost her mind. She has lost her mind. Why would she tell her subscribers to false flag another person's channel just because they saying something that she don't agree with? I don't understand why she has to go tell her subscribers to flag somebody's channel. That's not right. That's not right at all. And she accused Miss Elite of being a biracial Becky when I know Miss Elite is not a biracial Becky. She's a light-skinned black woman. And they accused a lot of black women that are light-skinned to be biracial Beckies. And I'm like, do you guys even know how biology works or genetic works? You could have two black parents, right? And they can produce a light-skinned child. We've been, African Americans or black people in general, been doing that for years. Look at the albinos over in Africa. Albinos. But you have, her and her followers bullying another channel. Just for, just for, saying something that they don't agree with. And I know, Crystal Swirls has been trolled. I get that. I get that a lot. But that does not negate her to ask her followers to delete or get rid of somebody else's channel. That ain't right. And I don't know why her subscribers are not checking her. Because if I'm saying something that you guys don't agree with, I want you guys to check me. I want you guys to check me if I'm saying something that you guys don't agree with, or I'm saying something that is danger to my channel and basically to y'all lives. Her, and not only that, they not even helping her. They're just agreeing, what she's saying. They're like, yeah, Crystal, yeah, we will do that. We will do that. It just gets annoying. They don't know, but her subscribers are afraid to check her. They are afraid to check her. And this is another thing that I just thought of that it came back to me. I remember when somebody called her phone because she thought it was Miss Elite calling her or trolling her on her phone when it was actually her subscribers. Hey, Melissa Kano. It was actually her subscribers that were calling her, but she assumed that it was Miss Elite, not even checking the phone numbers to see if that was actually Miss Elite. But that's besides the point. Here's what I am very, very concerned about. So this young lady, she's an adult and she's 19. She called in again because we had this conversation where her and Crystal, was talking about online dating, and I'm not into that shit. I'm really not into that shit. I know it's crazy. I know it's rampant. They want to say black men are colorists, but black women are colorists too. Black women are so colorist. But here I'm gonna get back to this phone call that happened. So the person that called her, the 19-year-old, she's young and she's into Asians. She told Crystal, hey Crystal, I think you and Miss Elite should, have a talk and and see if you guys can come to an understanding and come with peace at each other. This girl have not said nothing wrong. I do agree with her. And people, please get the likes up for me. I will love it. Get the likes up. Get the likes up for me. And I will leave the description to my Patreon. My Patreon is now available. You can now subscribe to my Patreon. But she went there and told the caller, "Are you Miss Elite's subscribers? Are you one of her trolls that are coming over here and calling my phone just to troll me?" This girl wasn't even trying to control her. Oh, you guys want to talk? Okay, cool. I'll send it in just a minute. Just let me finish, you know, what Crystal Swirls. So basically, Crystal, you know, accused this girl for being a follower of Miss Elite when I never seen her follow Miss Elite's channel in my life, and she just hung up on her. So to me, it's like, why would she assume that this girl is following Miss Elite? This is her subscribers for crying out loud. She just here's the thing. This woman is a black woman and she wants black women to hash out or try to diminish whatever thing that they got going on and whatnot. And Crystal Swirls just hang up on her, and I'm just like, that's it. That is it. I can't follow somebody that wants to hang up on somebody's face and not give them a chance to speak. And I was pretty worried about Crystal because she said that she moved from New York to somewhere in Florida. I don't know if she lives close to Orlando or whatever. And she said she got her a nice house. And, she lives in a nice neighborhood. But somebody said that she has sheets hanging up over her window, which is ghetto as fuck to me. But hey, that's how she lives. That's not, that doesn't prove anything to me. But if you live in a nice neighborhood, why are you in a neighborhood full of black people that lives in the hood? I don't get that. I don't I really don't get that. That to me throws me off. If he got you all this money and you own all these homes, it kind of, got me suspicious about that because Crystal, she does say things that are kind of questionable, but we just have to leave it as that because there is no evidence whether or not she owned, a couple homes or not. But why go back to the hood where there's a bunch of black people and they want to, talk about Becky and all that stuff. Some of these her and her subscribers, they're not even ready to date interracially because look at the way they are bullying other black women. Look at how they treat other black women that question their motives. And that kind of like, her followers sometimes don't have a mind of their own and they just follow or agree with whatever she's saying. Like, really? Do you really, think that? Do you really think everything about what she's saying is problematic? And I'm not talking about her statement on black men, but what she's saying and what she's doing to her followers that are very harmful. Because nobody's unapproachable when it comes to correctness. Nobody. And I'll get back to that topic once I get the phone lines open for you guys. So I'm going to head on to my next topic. We'll continue the crystal swirl thing after this topic. So there's been a women online embarrassing themselves, proposing to men, and just on one knee and asking their men to marry me. And I'm like, these women are not embarrassed that they're doing that. And their men are just standing there and they're like, and I'm pretty sure the men that they're proposing to are embarrassed because why in the hell would you propose to a man that probably don't want to marry you? Like that has me questioning these women that are doing that. Is that why you guys want to be in a relationship, is to get married? Because the man is supposed to be the one that takes it a step further, not the women. Because if a man has not proposed to you in 6 months to a year, then he doesn't want to marry you. He's not into marriage. And this is when you hit when you guys are dating and you're heading towards that 6 months, you need to, ask him like a couple questions about, the relationship status. You guys have to really look at this guy consistently like a hawk because yeah, he might find interest in you and whatnot, but he may not want to marry you. Just because a guy finds interest in you, that does not mean he wants to marry you. And these women are getting down on one knees, embarrassing themselves. Why are we trying to switch the roles here? That does not make sense at all. Why? Why would you want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. And this is why, women, we shouldn't get desperate like this, because men pick up on that and they will use your low self esteem to embarrass you even further. Women are not made to chase men. Men do the chasing. Let them chase. If he's just sitting there and you pick up on a few things doesn't you know that doesn't meet your standards or what you're looking for, don't marry him. Don't expect him to marry you, because he will not marry you. And this is embarrassment. And this is why guys are saying they're the prize. Because women like this are going online, embarrassing themselves, and putting away their femininity and training in for masculinity. We should not be doing that as women. We should have higher expectations for ourselves. If a man does not find interest in us, if you guys see that, it's time to move on. Okay, it's time to move on. And you need to let him know that like, hey man, we had a good run, we had a good date, but I don't think there is nothing there. I don't see us moving on. You know what? Don't tell him anything. Just ghost on him. Ghost on him, because there are too many men out here killing women because of them getting rejected. Just ghost them. Do not call them, block their number. Do what you have to do to get rid of them, but do not tell them anything. Just ghost them. Because there's too many men killing women out here because they can't handle rejection. They just can't handle it. So it's just best to, block your number and move on, and that's that. And please do not take them to your house. Do not show them where they live, because once you do that and they can't contact you or whatever, they can come to your house and bug the shit out of you. Don't do that. Hey, Pixby. Okay, go ahead and listen. If you still want to join, because I'm gonna send the link so you guys can join a lot. StreamYard, you're more than welcome to come up and state your opinion on the topics we just discussed today. Okay, so please, if you having a date with them, take yourself to that date. Do not have them pick you up from your house or anything. Catch an Uber, catch a bus, drive yourself there, park far away where he cannot find your car. Okay? Because these men are crazy nowadays. I was just watching Lexus Exodus video, and this was earlier today. However, this man was with this one woman. He took her out to a date, and he paid $600 for a date. So he gets mad when the woman wants to go home, and she called an Uber once the date ended. So he's sitting up there, and he's telling her, I paid $600 for a meal, and you brought a steak. And I'm like, that's it? That's it? That's all? You just sat there and complained about her paying for a steak. A steak. And a steak doesn't cost a whole $600. I don't think that's the whole tab. And he's kind of, he's leaving some stuff out. But the whole point that I'm getting is this guy is trying to get her to go to his place. And women, don't do it. Don't do it because that's a setup. And she did the right thing and to leaving his ended the conversation and leaving his ass there. And he's like, "Oh, I want at least like $200 from you." He wanted her to repay him for the date. And I'm like, "Nah, nigga, you asked me out. You pay that. You decided to pay that $600. You gonna take that out, okay?" Because why can't he just sit there? I don't even know why men expect women to sleep with them after paying an expensive date. Like, that's just, to me, that's just rape. That's rape to me because you're asking somebody to sleep with you just because you pay for a meal for them. They don't owe you that. They don't owe you sex just because you pay for a date. Pay for your $600 and move the fuck on. Why do these men think they're entitled to sex? You're not entitled to sex. Get over it. You like, you know, get in your car and just go home. That's all you have to do. Stop harassing this girl. You've been begging her to go on a date for at least 3 months, and now you went on a date with her. You expect her to go to your house? I don't think so. Ugh. Exactly. Hire an escort. Pay $600 and she'll sleep with you. Let me send the invite to you guys. Now I'm ready to open it up. Now I'm ready to open it up. That like they think women owe them something just because they pay for a date. Get the fuck out of here. And you guys can come and join. Let me know if you guys have any problems. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, I don't owe you nothing. Indeed, I don't owe you anything. I'm not an escort. I'm not a prostitute. I'm a woman that you took out and you begged me to for 3 months. So I finally let you have a chance to take me out, but now you wanted me to go to a car to your house. That wasn't what we agreed upon, sir. We did not agree to that. Okay, I don't have to go to your house. I don't know you like that. Okay, let me see. Hi, sweetie.
Hi, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me clearly.
Um, turn
Okay.
your volume up just a little bit or speak closer to the mic.
Okay, I hope this is close enough.
Yeah, that's close enough. Thank you.
Okay, okay,
What do you
great.
want to say?
So, yeah, there's a few things that I wanted to touch on, especially when it comes to online dating. I had my experiences with online dating, and it was the worst experience ever. And a lot of these guys that are in online dating, there's a bunch of creeps. There's a bunch of the majority of them just want to hook up. They want nothing serious. And a lot of the times when they date these females, that from the experiences that I have, they date these females to project their anger onto females, onto these new females, from their last relationship or situationship or what have you. And unfortunately, that's how it is when you're not leveling up, or you're not dating, when you're not elevating with your dating. So a lot of them, they don't really have like, they're not high quality men. They're not high value men. So yeah, continue.
I'm sorry, but that's just what I'm thinking about, Crystal Swirls and her followers. I don't think they're high value women because look at the way they act in the chat. And I'm not saying that's how they act in real life, but if they act that way in the chat and they act, ghetto and all that stuff, what makes you think what they do offline?
Mhm.
This is why I'm saying that people that follow Crystal Swirls have low self esteem because Crystal Swirls, in my opinion, is not giving them the right advice on how to go about it when it comes to men and dating. Yes, we should be aware of certain men that are out there that's, that are, act like, Tyrone's out there. However, she's not saying anything to protect ourselves.
The thing
Or
about, oh, I'm sorry, continue.
go ahead, sweetheart.
Well, the thing about it is, unfortunately, because our mentality as a collective is that because we have YouTubers that look like us, we automatically support them. We automatically forgive their trespasses. We automatically avoid a lot of the red flags. And even if they say questionable things or off-color things, we still subscribe to them and like and share their videos or what have you, simply because of the fact that they look like us. So because they're black, I don't care what everybody say. He's a black man, he's a black woman, and everything, and we're gonna automatically throw dollars on it. Now, the problem with that is that although they have somebody that they support and they look like them and they feel comfortable and they feel like they can resonate with them in some type of way, um they don't realize that it can be a detriment to them when it comes to their ideologies, the things that they try to try to drill into their minds and all. So you have to really question a whole lot of things because what that person may say may not always ring fact if you were to practice something like that. And
Hmm.
especially with what's going on, like when she says with online dating. First of all, because of COVID, we had no other choice but to date online. I mean, online dating has always been popular, but it's been more kind of like somewhat kind of, I don't want to say saturated, but it's kind of been more talked about simply because of the pandemic. But that doesn't mean that you're going to find somebody of quality. It just means that you're going to find a lot of sharks that is going to hunt some vulnerable young women, the pick mishas or the those females that have low self-esteem, and they prey on that and they size them up and but ultimately when you go out with these dudes, when I had some traumatic experiences when I dated and online, with black men and even men outside of my race, when I went online dating. And
Hmm.
that, I don't advocate that at all because like I said, a lot of them, they want to use and abuse you, and then they get you to these bars, and then they try to get you drunked up. That way, they can have their way with you without
Right,
your permission.
right. And that is very true. And a date rape does happen a lot, especially when you go to places that are not where the most prominent men are. And we need to, as divestors, swirlers, and hypergamous women, we need to discuss that more because it's not discussed in our communities like that. And we need to discuss what we need to avoid because we've been taught, not to leave our drinks alone when we walk away. And when you walk away from your drink, do not go back for it because somebody couldn't have spiked it already.
Yeah, exactly,
And we
exactly.
have to be, because let me tell you something. When I was younger, I used to, these phone services where you talk to people. It's kind of like it's kind of like you meet somebody, but it's like a phone service. They used to have that back in the day. And I don't know what generation you are,
I'm
but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I don't know what generation that is. That's probably Y or
No, 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 no. I know, no, I don't know what generation you are,
oh, okay.
but we used to have that service back then when
Mhm.
I barely became an adult. And we used to, me and my cousin, we used to go and we used to type this phone number and we used to state our age and these guys would, like, state their name, state their age, state their race, or
Mhm.
whatnot. And let me tell you something. Those perverts be that that line because they are trying to seek younger women
Oh yeah. Mhm.
that have low self-esteem and
Mhm.
are vulnerable. And as women, I don't know if they still have that service. However, we need to be careful when we do online dating or any like phone calls or anything, because that will, end up leading to you to get sexually assaulted or get killed. We have to be careful with us being in contact with men like that, because I've been on black blackpeoplemeet.com, I've been on eHarmony, I've been on Korean dates and whatnot. They all the same to me. They all the same.
Really?
There's nothing different.
You know what I started doing this year, and I'm also gonna touch on the marriage, the proposal. I'm gonna touch on that as well too. But what I started doing this year, through the level up process, I decided to take some courses from someone that is very popular on, very well respected as well, in that
Hmm.
type of lifestyle. And now, like, I think that the best way to go about it is through networking.
Yes.
While you're leveling up to a certain lifestyle, you're meeting a certain group of men within that type of lifestyle. um, First you have to prepare yourself mentally, and all other aspects before you get into to that, and then from then on,
Hmm.
you can what she also provides is a networking where you can mingle, like speak with the people within that air, within that is in that lifestyle, and then from then on you can just make a smooth transition to maybe be with someone that um that is of that level, so
Hmm.
because the thing is, online dating, anyone can pretend to be who they want to be, and they can say things, but then when it comes to actually the face-to-face situation, it ends up
Hmm.
becoming a horror story. And but that's what it is. It's too convenient, and it just allows people to just be secretive about things. So that's just what it is, unfortunately.
When I was when I was younger, excuse me, I used to guys used to set up dates when I was younger, and they said, "Oh, we'll pick you up at this time, on this day, whatever." And when you all of a sudden, when that day comes and you get ready for that date, the guy doesn't show, which he actually ghosts. And that's very telling, because these guys on these chats are not who they say they are.
Mhm.
So we also have to be careful giving out our addresses and whatnot, because we don't want people coming up to our house all of a sudden. We got to be careful with that.
Yeah, they're crazy. They
They
are
are
very.
extremely crazy. Hey, Bixby.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, girl. What's going on? What you got to say?
well, you know what? I didn't even know that Crystal Swirls came back.
No, she did. Are you subscribed to her?
Well, I used to watch her show a lot, and she's kind of crazy, but
Mhm.
you need all types in the divestment world.
Yeah.
There's the low end, the high end. It is what it is. But when I saw your intro saying you didn't agree, or I was like, what is she talking about? And then I saw that she was airing some shows, and I was like, what?
What a mess. What a
Hmm.
mess. What a mess. And the thing is, see, when you're popularizing these women to propose to these men, not only is it giving them this a way of taking advantage of these women, but the thing is about it, because you don't know your worth, he's going to end up treating you like a placeholder in place of somebody else that he really wants to be with. So if he had, like you said, if he hasn't made a decision within 6 months, a year, then cut it off, because
Mhm.
what people don't realize is that it takes 6 seconds, about 6 seconds, for anyone to form an impression of you, which means that within that 6 seconds, a man will know if he will marry you or just want to smash you. First 6 seconds. First 6 seconds. He will confirm that 6 seconds within like maybe like a few months, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. That's when he'll start to have affection to you, and then afterwards, 6 months, a year, whatever, he will completely make up his mind to marry that woman. That's what a lot of women don't realize. And the problem with society is that they condition women to be, how can I say, like, nurturing to men that don't deserve. That don't deserve us. They want us
Mhm.
to cater to these men, cater to all of that. But then what they don't realize is that when you are, let's say, cooking for these men, or you're um, uh, just kind of sizing them up in a way, when you're doing that and you're not earning anything from them in return, what they're doing is they're talking crap about you to their boys. They're talking
Mhm.
crap about you, and they're basically using you and saying that, oh, you're just basically someone that I wrapped around my little finger. That's what they think in
Right.
their mind. These women don't realize that. A lot of young women don't realize that. And it took
Mhm.
me maybe over a decade to like snap out of myself and say, listen, you don't deserve me being nice to you. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you an explanation to anything. If it's real, it will come. So a lot of women, we need to be patient, and we need to be patient with
Right.
time. And
Right.
they're going to give you sign. They're going to give you like they're just you're going to know through, if you activate your intuition, you're going to know if a person is going to like you or not. And that's
Mhm.
why we have to do roster dating, perform roster dating, where we're just not only set on that one guy just because it seems like he like us. Okay, but
Right.
then you just go on and go on and go on, and someone that really shows you affection the most, and that is willing to offer you what you deserve, then you go out with that guy instead of wasting your time to somebody with his 6 months, a year, or what have you, and then you got no ring, you have no house, no anything. Because a lot of black men, they want to waste our time. That's what they want to do. Our
Yeah,
time is
they're gonna
very
waste your
valuable.
time and your youth.
Yeah, exactly. And they will never ever marry you. You're just a placeholder. He happens to use you, just want something physical out of you, and you happen to be there 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, or what have you, you're just a placeholder. You're just
Mhm.
under the guise of a girlfriend. And what they don't realize
Mhm.
is that just because you're somebody's girlfriend doesn't mean in his eyes that he's going to be your wife. You're just
Mhm.
somebody there. You're just a seat filler. You're just a security blanket until he finds somebody else that he really wants to wife up.
Girl, you took all the words out my head, girl. That's how it is. And I've been hearing stories about women dating men, and they are in their 40s now, and they met this guy in their early 20s, and they wasted their youth and their womb
Mhm.
on this one dude, and he never married. He doesn't pay any bills. He's not providing. And I'm like, why are you still with this dude? And it makes me feel, because I heard this one story about this one lady that was with this guy for like 60 years, and she's a senior now.
Mhm.
What do you
But
say? 6 0 years?
No,
yeah,
16. I believe 16.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Yeah.
no,
Mhm.
60.
Oh,
What?
60. Ay, yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he never, and they're in their what 80s or 90s or whatever. He never proposed to her, never married her, and they have
Mhm.
how many kids? I don't want to mix the numbers up, but I'm gonna guess 8 kids.
You see that? You see that? You see
Mm-hmm.
how you see only I'm not to generalize black men, because I'm pretty sure there are good ones, but I believe the ones that are above Generation X, like above 40, 50, or whatever, those are the ones that are more probably sane and value marriage. But the ones of this generation, they just want to just mess around, and the only real reason why they want to so-called level up their finances and become so-called high value, is because they want to collect PUZZY. That's the reason why. That's the only real motivation. Just to say that they got this arm candy, this, that, and the third. It's not for something genuine. They're disingenuous about why they do what they do. You have to really ask about these content creators that are so famous and they have these big followings. You have to really understand the advice that they're giving to you. Is it really to benefit you? If you just sit back and just imagine practicing those things and use their ideology and compare it to the ideology that our grandmothers or our mothers or back then, when they used to value self-love, self-esteem, when they valued themselves. And unfortunately, and I don't know if anyone practice like being a feminist or whatnot, but I feel like in some aspects of feminist within the feminist the sorry, feminist ideology, I feel like in a way it's kind of diminishing a role of a man. Like you're not respecting your
Mhm.
place as a woman. You're not, because you're trying to kind of downplay what men usually do. Men are supposed to be the providers. Men are the
Mhm.
ones that protect. Men are the one, but you're using, for whatever reason, it's like you're using it to yourself, and then you're kind of say like, I can do this. I can be all bad about myself. I don't need you. No, we all need each other. We are not an island. So
Mhm.
yeah, so we need to understand and respect ourselves as women, to let men be men, but the men have to show why they are worth our time, why we should give them a chance. And a lot of these brothers, these so-called high value brothers, they're not giving us any concrete reason as to why we should trust them. But then you have, unfortunately, the pygmishas that are proposing to these men that are not worthy of us. They will never marry us. So why are we
Mhm.
bending our backwards? Why are we doing it to them? They don't want us. They talk crap about us, their sizes, their ages, they are texturous, they're everything is. And they're showing that, but yet we have this undying loyalty to them. And it's just not, we don't deserve that. We deserve better. And we have to expand our options to divest. And that's just the only way about it. And if you're going to divest, I highly suggest to network with people within that certain I guess of that lifestyle. Network with them, because through them, well, first, but to network with them, you have to build some type of trust relationship with them, get to
Mhm.
know them, and then from then and there, you can easily make that smooth transition to, from this person, it's like, hi, my name is thus, I was met by such and such, and then you see from where it goes, because there's too many horror stories from online dating. I had my first
Right.
online dating experience with POF, which is to me the trash site for dating. um yeah, so yeah, that was my horrible experience. But once you level up, you start to you're not, you start to question things. You even start to question content creators. You start to
Mhm.
question a whole lot of things, and you can stand in your truth when you do that. And
Right.
just be, yeah, because you have like-minded people that all that are also that also align with your ideologies as well, and that is okay. It's okay to be
And
strong.
this is why this is the problem with I have with Crystal Swirl. She doesn't like it when people disagree with her. She
Hmm.
always wants to say, oh, you are troll. You are troll when it's like, you are disagreeing with people that are not disrespecting you, that are saying they're respectfully saying that they don't agree with you, but you want to block them because they don't fit your narrative or what you're trying to say, or they're going against your narrative, what you're going to say. And that's one of the problems that I have with Crystal Swords, because she wants every one of her subscribers to agree with her on everything. And I'm like, that's not me. If I see my subscribers agreeing with me on everything, there's something wrong.
Mhm.
Okay. I want my subscribers to disagree. And why do they think what I said they are not aligning with? And it's okay with that. I'm okay with that, because I welcome criticism, but some of these content creators can't. And go
But,
ahead.
but you know what, Diamond Princess? I think that the thing with Crystal Swirls is that, and this is not just her, there are some people when they become very, very popular, I think there's a little bit of an echo because I'm in the bathroom. I apologize for that.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
okay.
There are some people that when they become big, they have a lot of yes men around them. And they have a lot of people telling them, oh, you're great, you're wonderful, you're great, you're wonderful. And sometimes when they have that one person that's being dead honest with them and saying, hey, I'm your friend and I'm willing to risk my friendship with you to be perfectly honest with you, sometimes they shun that person or they block that person or get rid of that person. And that person is really being your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like Michael Jackson, when he was the late, Michael Jackson, rest his soul. I don't want to speak, I'm not going to speak badly of him, but
Mhm.
he had advisors that told him, stop being alone with kids, stop doing this, stop doing that. And he doesn't listen to his advisors.
Oh
And
man.
people were, he had people helping him, whispering in his ear saying, Michael, that's not a good idea. And he didn't listen. And there are people that when they reach the top of an industry or something, and they have people that are supposed to be their advisors, the advisors are only as good as if you listen to them. If you don't listen to your advisors, then you're gonna, and you just only want to surround yourself with yes men, you're not gonna grow. And every person has a blind spot. And you need a person that when they see that blind spot, they go, hey, you need to look out. You're making a mistake here. I'm your friend. I got you. And it doesn't seem like she's leaving room for that. It seems like she's more of a dictator when it comes to her followers. And there are people that she had that were influential that were watching her show that because of the nature of the work that they do, they can't make their own channel because they may get fired from their job or something. She had doctors, lawyers, she had prominent people watching her show, but she alienated herself from these people and they were giving her good advice, but she wanted yes men around her. She didn't want a person who disagreed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people tell her stuff and she completely ignores them. And they're being polite, they're being honest, and she's ignoring them because that's not what she wants to hear.
And it's a
Right.
and it's really a sad state of affairs to have people, these yes people around. These yes people don't have your best interest at heart. These yes people that are around her around, I don't know if they are hired, if they are her PR or just people that root for her or whatever. They're not going to have her best interest in the long run. Look at what's going on now. Diamond Princess has a title regarding disagreeing with Crystal Swirls and stuff. So that just goes to show you that if that title, if it ends up going like viral, if more people were to go against it, that just lets her know that she needs to be she needs to be open to new perspectives. She can't just be one-sided and just think that her way is the highway. It doesn't go like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really sad that professionals, people that are professionals, that she ends up blocking. Like I would be
Yeah.
fortunate. I would be so fortunate if I had professionals that were to advise me and say, you know what, this may not be good, such and such. Or even if they're not professionals, the fact that we can agree to disagree. This is part of adulting. And in the black community, they need to start being welcome to new perspectives and stop shunning people and think that um, you have to just be very biased in things. No, you have to. be welcome to an integral approach instead of just one, because it's going to be a disservice to you and disservice to your channel. Would you want your people to dislike your channel and possibly lose subs? Would you want that? No. But that's the problem. It's just when you disagree, you're called a hater. When you disagree, they want to come at you, or they want to dox you, and they want to this and they want to that, because your opinion, which is an opinion, it may not always be fact, even though it can be proven, whether if it's statistically or anything else, is just, oh, you have an opinion, I'm going to block you, or I'm going to delete your comments. Oh, you're not a fan. And then they have lords of their fans attacking you because you have an opinion. It's really sad. The black community, we don't respect different perspectives, and that's the reason why we're divided. It's worse than colorism. It's worse than gender, the discrimination. It's the
Yeah, but
fact that.
a lot of powerful people,
Mhm.
this happens to them. Like even, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a person who was from his neighborhood that had his back. And the day that Mike Tyson got accused of molesting this woman, they separated him from this guy that had Mike's back. And this guy was Mike's witness. If the guy saw Mike going in the wrong direction or getting in a sticky situation, he would remove Mike. They came up with some kind of diversion, and they got rid of him and separated him from Mike. And then Mike got charges put on him when he was at the height of his career. There are people out here that have your back, and they're willing to risk it all to help you. But if you don't know that that person is your right hand, and if you don't know that that person is looking out for you, you're going to tell them to go away, or you're going to say, you're not the boss of me. You don't tell me what to do. And that's going to lead to your downfall. Pride goeth before the fall.
Mhm.
Right? That's true.
Mhm.
That's true. And I think that, not to, put Crystal Swirls in that area, but I think that's going to happen to her because one of these days her subscribers are going to turn on her. And I believe that's already going to happen because she already blocked a few people that didn't need to be blocked. So, she's already going to start losing her subscribers as she goes along with her channel. They're going to diminish one by one until there comes a whole army of them. I just don't like it when Crystal Swirls can't have a decent uh you know debatable argument with people or why they disagree with her. And that's a big problem that I have. Instead of just blocking them, that's not the right way to do it.
Well, it's at one point in time, I remember she had like 3,000 subs. Her channel, you know, it's funny because if she would have just stayed a little bit more disciplined, she would have well surpassed the Vested Zealots channel. I
Hmm.
think that a lot of the people that went to the Divested Zealots channel may have been liking that savage kind of tell it like it is
Hmm.
format. And I think that they went to the Vested Zealot channel. So you keep building up your platform, and then you lose a whole bunch of people. Then you build it up again and you lose a whole bunch of people. And there's a pattern. But if you don't want to listen to your advisors, and you don't want to listen to people that are close to you that are pulling you aside and say, hey, this is not the right way, then, what's going to happen?
The thing,
Right. I like don't get me wrong. I'm subscribed to
divested
the
zealots.
divested zealous channel. I like her content, but some of the people that she let on her panel, I have to question their motives sometimes because like there is something about these people coming up on her panel that needs to be questioned. That's all
Mhm.
I'm saying.
Oh, I agree with that.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're saying that some of them may have underlying motives, basically.
Right.
But the thing about it is, there's an audience for every channel. So the
Right.
divested zealots format, her audience supports her style of the content, whether it's raw and uncut, tell it like it is, whatever. But the
Mm-hmm.
reason why they her what's her name's Crystal Swirls audience liked her before is because of what her how her format used to be, which attracted a following. When you said she had 3,000, and she could have had a lot more if she stick to whatever format that worked for her, and and how she accumulated her audience. See, everybody, this is what I'm so this is what really gets me upset, is because everybody wants clout. Everybody wants to make it to the algorithm. They don't
Right.
care about whose feelings they hurt. They don't care about the things that they say. They don't care about how they deliver it. They don't care about how the responses of other people. They want to get to the top. But here's the thing about it. When you get to the top, it gets dark and lonely up there.
Right.
It gets really dark and lonely up there. You want to go up there, you want to be like Pinky and the Brain, and you want to take over the world and everything else. But the people that initially was there for you, when you had nothing, when you had like 1 subscriber, 10 subscriber, whatever
Yeah.
else, when you had all of that, we were there through whatever it is. When you said a lot of contradicting things, when you say whatever it is, but we still had your back. But then you want to go up there and you want to have a million. You want to be like KS. You want to be no or whatever else. But you're not caring about delivering good content for the audience that initially supported you in the beginning. You just want to be there for the numbers, but you're not being there for about for the quality of it, or because you care about it. If you care about it, the numbers will come. That's what it is.
Well, see, that's like I watched, I eavesdropped on one of the lives that she had, and if these are new people, I don't recognize their names unless they changed it, and she had the phone ringing, and the phone just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing throughout her live, and her live was like over an hour long,
But here's
and
the thing:
people kept
why
people
put a number out there if you don't want people to call? Like,
Well, that's the thing is people said, listen, if you're not taking calls right now, can you please put your phone on mute or put it on do not disturb? People were saying, press this button. I mean, it was so bad that the people were, begging her, hey, this is distracting. I'm trying to listen to you and this phone is constantly ringing. Can you do something about it? And she was just kind of ignoring them. And this is not the first time that people have said something. Now, I don't dislike Crystal. I think she's funny as hell, okay? And she's innovative and she's clever.
I
But
don't like her either.
yeah, but if people are telling you this is fucking up your show, well, sorry, I cursed. If they're telling you this is messing up your show, why would you not listen to people? Then there was a person that she was advocating for, and she kept saying, everybody, go to this other person's channel. I went to this other person's channel that she kept on promoting, and the person had the channel. She was talking on her phone at her kitchen table, and her husband was watching sports on TV in the living room, and I could barely make out what she was saying because her message was being drowned out by her husband watching TV. Then she would be talking to us, and she would be like, right, hon? And I kept writing to her, and I kept saying, excuse me, I'm having a hard time hearing. Is there anything you could do about the background noise? It sounds like a television or something. I was trying to be diplomatic about it. And she just kept ignoring my comments, ignored my comments, but then kept begging for money. And I was like,
Wow.
if
Mm.
this would have been the big channels, if this would have been Shira 7 and she said there's something wrong with the audio, she would have stopped everything and fixed it. If it would have been Sin, anybody. So how do you think you're going to grow when a person is just telling you, hey, I'm really struggling to hear you. Is there anything you could do about that background noise? And you're just ignoring them. I mean, these are not like earth shattering, feelings hurt criticisms. This is just basic stuff. Like turn the
Right.
goddamn TV off or move.
It's like you
Mm-hmm.
ask for the bare minimum and then they take it as an insult. What
Yeah,
the heck is this?
yeah,
Like
Oh,
people.
like come on. Like it's like when my subscribers tell me, "Oh, I can't hear you," and then I have to adjust,
yeah.
my mic and all that stuff. So just because, just so they can hear me, but I had to buy another computer because my other computer, it's just, it was on its last leg. But I heard what my subscribers was telling me, and I had to make a change.
If you
So
want your channel to grow, you got to
yeah,
make a change. If you
yeah,
don't give,
Exactly.
if you don't give a damn, well then your channel's not going to go anywhere because people are not going to be going deaf trying to pick up what you're
Exactly.
saying.
right.
Exactly. Exactly. And as your channel grow, you make more changes to give better quality content. That's just how it is.
And
Mhm.
how many content creators say, "Hey, can you donate so I can buy a better mic, so that I can get a computer, so I can upgrade my sound system?" And people gladly do it. But
Yeah,
when you're ignoring people and you're ignoring them just telling you, "Can you move to another room?" I
mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
how hard is that? That's not even a technical issue. It's easy to solve, and you're ignoring people. But then,
But then you want
Crystal
money.
was, yeah, Crystal was advocating for her, saying y'all are not supporting her, and I'm thinking she's not supporting us. Tell your husband to turn the goddamn television off.
Mm. You see this? You see this?
Yeah, yeah,
They'll
yeah.
ignore anything. They will ignore everything. But when it comes to money, oh, donate my cat. Oh, but you won't
I'll
respond to
donate if you turn the goddamn TV off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Angel
tell
Charms.
your husband to turn the damn TV off, and I'll donate $1. Something.
Exactly.
Angel
Exactly.
Charms. Did you I know you were there when Crystal Swirls accused Miss Ali for calling so many times, and she wasn't even, trying to reach this woman. I was there on Miss Ali. Why she wasn't calling that woman? If Miss Elite was calling that woman, she would have said, let me call it, because she would tell us that she's calling Crystal. She wasn't calling Crystal. I don't know why Crystal assumed that Miss Elite was calling so much. She wasn't. Um, the panel, what's your opinion on the witching hour?
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't
I have.
believe in that, but usually when she does that, I just don't watch that day, because there's enough of an audience that does believe in it, and I don't want to spoil their fun, so I just do something else or listen to a different content creator that on those days.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to her, so I don't catch it at all. But there was one day that I caught it, and she was trying to catch the spell on Miss Elite. I don't know, what's between her and going on with Miss Elite or whatnot. That's their business. But trying to do voodoo on somebody, I don't care if she's playing or if she does it for real, that's wrong. You don't do that to people because you can ruin their lives behind that. And you can ruin your life because that can come back on you. So you have to be careful when you are casting these spells because that can come back on you.
And that's not very nice. I don't know why she that. Yeah, see, I never stay for those because I don't, I think that that's like playing with fire.
Exactly. That is playing with fire. That's why I don't mess around with people that does voodoo because that can mess me up. Or mess them up. It can come back on me, and it probably wasn't even meant for me to receive that kind of curse. But this is why I stay away from that because people are doing it just because they don't like this person and it could be for no reason at all. So we have to, be careful. And I know we cannot help it. We cannot because we don't know who does it. You get what I'm saying? We don't know who's trying to put a curse on us. And this is why I try to keep the spirit of God on me because I don't know who's trying to curse me out on these streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
or who's trying, or somebody that I'm subscribed to, I don't know if they're trying to curse me because they don't like me for some reason. That's, you got to be careful out here.
Well, it's kind of like in the Bible where, Pharaoh put the curse out on the firstborn, and he
Hmm.
told Jesus about it. I mean, Moses, and Moses said, dude, you shouldn't have done that because you cursed everybody. And then the next morning, his firstborn died. So
Mm,
that, you don't do that. You could be speaking and cursing yourself.
right. Go ahead, Angel Charge. What you want to say, something?
Yeah, she was trying to curse Miss Elite from the night when Miss Elite called in as the British lady.
Miss Elite called, told her that she trying to do her Disney spells.
We
But
be playing.
yeah, I
We
know.
be playing.
I know. I love Miss Elite. Because she's not bothered by Crystal putting out curses on her and all that stuff. But you got, what goes around comes around. You can't be
Yeah.
playing with people like that.
But she fooled Crystal for quite a while until the her subscribers were telling her, that's Miss Elite, that's Miss Elite. And at that point, she got mad because Crystal really thought she was talking to a British black lady. But that's why she put the curse on her because pretty much Miss Elite made a fool of her.
Oh.
Well, Miss Elite, we gotta understand. Miss Elite's a troll.
Yeah,
She
she says it all the time that she goes in different spaces and trolls. She's
yeah,
proud about it.
yeah. She would say she's a former troll. I think she still trolls. But at least she admits it. She doesn't deny it. At least she admits what she does. But
And, and and she was giving Crystal some helpful hints that night too. Even after she found out who she was still giving her some help.
but on that night, did you see was Psycho Candy was playing a white, what was a white man?
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah. She was a white man. He was Psycho Kenny was a white man, and he was going in disguise, telling people that they're trolls, they're mislead. I had to join in because it was funny because this one follower named Ari, her name is Ari. She was like, she and I know she was directing it towards me. When I was talking to Crystal Swirl, she said, "Oh, the lady in the phone, she sounds fake, like she was throwing subliminal messages at me." So I was like, everybody was everybody was trying to get Ari blocked. So I was one of them that trolled Ari saying that she was Miss Elite. I really enjoyed that, but I also but I couldn't help feel bad because she she actually was a Crystal Swirls follower, but you don't come up here and tell me that I'm fake. You don't even know who I am.
And then Miss Elite became Beckisha, and they were saying that her mom was white and Amish, and so now Crystal believes that Miss Elite is a Becky
Mm.
or half
No.
half Becky,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
All her followers were saying that. I think Aria went on
Aria
her.
did that.
Yeah, Aria went on her channel, and he was pretending to be somebody else, and he said, "Yeah, Miss Elite has an Amish white woman as a mother." I was like, and I had to go on her chat and correct Aria, and I called him out too, and he never commented since.
But Crystal's gonna run with that. Now Miss Elite
Yeah,
is a biracial.
and Miss Elite was trying to tell her that, but Crystal Swerve was like, "Oh, you have a British or Amish woman, whatever, as a white mother." And I'm like, Crystal, you really are sitting up here believing what people are actually telling you without doing your own research?
She said that her subscribers said it, and she's gonna believe her subscribers. That's it.
Come
But
on, like
what if her subscribers are messing with her and trolling her?
I
She
know.
doesn't care. You know, they these YouTube they don't care. They just even if they're wrong, they just want attention. I feel like it's just all even she may know that they are wrong. She doesn't care. She just wants the attention. She just wants shock value. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
They don't hold her accountable either.
even if
They don't
my
hold.
subscribers were to tell me that, oh well, Crystal Swirls, were hanging with a black man, and I would be like, well, I don't care, that will be none of my business, but I would, still do, a little. I would try to find my own research to see if she really does that when she talks down on the Tyrones, But in my opinion, when she could do whatever she wants offline, like I can care less, That's what she does. That's probably the only man she can get.
Mm.
Well, she did say that she lives in a neighborhood where there are Tyrones, and she said if it ever hits the fan, she may need a Tyrone to watch her house or watch her and her son. So don't burn all your bridges. She did say that one time. I kind of remember
Yes,
her saying that.
But here's the
yes,
thing.
yes.
These are,
She said that. She said to hire two Tyrones for uh to provide protection, but she preaches
Yeah,
that black men don't do that.
but here's the thing. I also heard when she told me that she says she does not. She did, but let me backtrack. She did say that she does hire black men, but she doesn't actually, be in a romantic relationship with them. But she did say in the past that she did. But here's the thing. She did not say that she lives in a black people, like in a neighborhood where there were black men. She said she lives in a upscale neighborhood, and
No,
she
no,
has like five other houses that she rented out or something. I'm like, that's yet for me to be proven. I don't care
you
where she
know
lives.
what? Diamond
no,
Princess,
no.
she's telling the truth. Uh, she came into a windfall of money, and
Hmm.
before she even had that money, she already knew what she was going to do with the money, and she said that she was going to buy homes and she was going to rent them out and she was going to be an entrepreneur. And at one of her broadcasts that I was watching, she was having workers come through and they were remodeling the house. So that house that she lived in, that was kind of in a shanty type neighborhood, she
Hmm.
may have very well moved out of that home and upgraded to a nicer home, and she may be collecting rent for the other lesser homes that she purchased because that was what she wanted to do. She wanted to be an entrepreneur, and when she got that windfall of money, she already had the money earmarked. She wasn't going to waste it. She said she's going to make it work for her.
But here's the thing. There has been times where Crystal Swirls said something that she never meant. Like, she said last year that she was going to lose the weight. I was with her. I stood by her. I even gave her, tips on how to lose weight. And I told her she don't even have to exercise to lose weight. She just have to eat certain foods that she's not used to eating. But when she came back online, she is still the same weight as the last time we talked about this. And that kind of showed me that she's not even serious about it. So whether or not she actually did it, and I'm not saying that her actually buying these homes, she's not doing that. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that you know her words are not enough for me. That's what I'm
She she bought the house that she's in, and yeah, she's fixing it up. But that's as far as it goes.
So you don't think that she bought rental properties like she said and was renting them out?
I'm not
No,
saying that she's
no,
not.
no. I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
Okay, well that's what she was talking about. So when I didn't hear from her, I thought that that's what she was busy doing. I thought that she was busy doing that and losing weight, and I thought that she was going to reemerge as as a business owner, an entrepreneur that rents out homes and skinny, you know,
No.
you know. And so,
Uh,
yeah, that's what I was expecting. I was very hopeful. I was thinking, well, maybe she's doing her thing.
well, we all thought so, but she is fixing that house she's in, and that's what she's staying in, and that's what she's done.
Okay, well, you
Yeah,
know,
like here's another thing that I noticed about Crystal Swirls and the milkman. The milk, she said that of course they produce a kid out of their out of wedlock relationship, but he never married her. And he came from a rich family. Now, I don't know how much he gave her and when not, or if that was supposed to be child support money that he gave her. However, we don't know how much money he actually gave her, or if he was in her will. We don't know that,
Who
and that's
you
what I'm.
talking about? You saying you talking about Milkman giving her money?
Yeah.
No, Milkman did not give her money.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
okay. Hmm.
No, Milkman's family had money, not Milkman.
yeah, the family has money, not him.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So the family gave her money.
the Milkman broke her phone one incident, domestic incident they had, and his mother replaced her phone.
And that was it.
That's it.
Okay. She's just no, because when I sit there and listen to Crystal Swirl, she's sitting there saying that she got all this money and she's renting out these houses, which I did hear her say myself. But where's the evidence of that? Where's the paperwork?
The money came from that. The money is the money that's her son's money. I mean, it's
Yeah,
to both of them for her to take care. That's from her son's father. That money didn't come from Milkman.
yeah, the money is from the previous relationship that she was in with the Puerto Rican guy that was the subway conductor.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's where the money
Yeah,
came from.
he made sure that he took care of his son in life and in death.
Right.
oh, okay, okay, got it, got
But
it.
my thing is, before the money, you talked about, get a Brad, moving to the
Suburb.
suburbs, get a nice, a nice neighborhood, this, that, and the other. Okay, you coming up to all this money. You don't like black men. They're apes. They're monkeys. They're all this. They're all that. They molest. They do this. They kill us every 19 hours. And you get this money to move, and you don't. You're not living with. Not practicing what you preach.
Right.
That's my issue. I don't hate her, but she's full of it.
Mm. Mm.
I do agree with that. I
You
do
gotta.
agree.
You
This is
gotta.
why I had to, make this video because, her followers are now harassing Miss Elite, and I don't like that at all. I don't think that they have no business coming up on her channel. If you don't like her, don't even pay attention to her. You guys know that she's a troll. She lets you guys know that she's a troll, but you guys still have a problem with her. Don't give her any attention because you guys are actually when you guys come to her channel, you guys are actually giving her views and you guys are actually bringing subscribers over to her channel. So it's kind of backfiring on you guys.
And why don't her subscribers hold her accountable? It's like, hey, Crystal, you got that money. Why are you still living around Tyrone?
As girl, she probably that's probably all she can get. I'm telling you.
Do you think that because when I saw some of the work that the workmen were doing, it looked like it was pretty extensive work, and it looked like that house that she was staying in needed a lot of work. It needed a lot of rehab. You think maybe the rehab cost more than she anticipated?
Oh,
Maybe.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Miss, like I don't
House.
I don't follow Crystal Swirls like that anymore because I unsubscribed her because things were getting weird. I did support her at first when she had like a little over 100 of subscribers, but it started to get weird when she started doing all this voodoo stuff and doing like uh, it was a lot of things that I just can't understand what she's doing.
I feel like when people have a lot of subscribers, or when they get into a certain plateau, or even when they end up having a lot of money, that's
Mhm.
when the true them starts to come about. Like that's when
Right.
they that's when they start to that's when who they are starts to magnify. It's just and because we're in social media and this happens, it's like, oh, so this person was always this, or this person was always into whatever their spirituality is. It's just, it's all magnified because we got social media, and the fact that their subscriber count or their lifestyle starts to upgrade and all. So that's when you start to see the real them. And it's really unfortunate, and it's really unfortunate that these people that claim to not like what's you said, Miss Elite. I have to be honest, I never heard of her channel. I'll watch it, but
She used to be Penny Proud.
okay,
Yeah.
and now it's renamed to Miss Elite.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the problem with I here's the thing. It's like in our community we're so addicted to drama. We claim to not like this person. We claim to be against these people, but somehow, some way, we're still subconsciously allowing ourselves to attach ourselves to the very thing that we claim to be against. And we need to have like a whole shift, a whole mind shift when it comes to like and standing on our word when we claim to not support people. What is flooding into their comments and flooding into their chats and dissing them and attacking them gonna do but give them more relevance than what they needed in the first place? So we really need to rethink, and we need to really reevaluate and just stand 10 toes deep when we say that, okay, we don't support these people. We need to act like we don't, because when for the simple fact that we are addicted to drama, and because of that it makes us feel alive. It's like, oh, we gotta start trolling, and we gotta start dissing them, attacking them, and this, that, and the third. So we need a lot of work when it comes to that.
Well,
Exactly.
see, that's the part I didn't like. I felt like if you don't like that person, this world is big enough for you to go left and they to go right. But it was the sending out the attack dogs to different uh, content creators that kind of turned me off, because I felt like I don't mind supporting you, but I have to look at myself in the mirror.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this seems like crowd stalking to me. It seems like you're sending an army of people to attack channels, and we complain when black men send, from the red pill community, send attack dogs to attack small female black, content creators. So how are we better than them if we're doing the same thing?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah. As
yeah,
her when I,
we're not no there's some channels that are not no better than the red pill channels or the midtown channels, whatever channels. There's no they're no better than the red pill when you come and you attack other hypergamous channels or other divestment channels. It doesn't make sense.
yeah, when I used to for Crystal, and she would tell us to go attack this person or go attack that person, and flag them. I didn't do that part.
I
I
think
didn't do that.
Yeah, she said it. She told her subscribers to flag Miss Elite's channel. And I thought that was very disturbing to me because Miss Elite, she was just trolling. She wasn't saying anything that that threatened Crystal swirls in her life. And she never flagged Crystal Swirls channel. So why would Crystal Swirls wants to flag down her channel? That's not right.
Well, I was speaking of some content creators that are no longer on YouTube based on the beef that she had with them, last year.
The only
Um,
beef that I know that she had was with Crystalline Carrison. That was the only one that I
Yeah,
know
I
of.
remember that.
no,
Yeah.
there was Cara D, who she was calling a transsexual, and that's
Carol
pretty
D.
much.
I remember Carol D. I used to be subscribed to her channel.
Yeah, that beef there, along with when Love M was in it with Lolo, and Crystal got into that, and that's how all the CPS calls came out, and that's when she left YouTube last year.
Who love him?
Love
Yeah,
well love
Logan was a
well
husband
Love
that
M
was
and
allowed
Love M
television.
and Crystal left.
Yeah, I remember Crystal left, but she came back.
Yeah, but I'm saying she was gone due to the whole her, Love M, Lolo, Cara D, all that, and CPS calling and people doxing whoever. That's why Crystal left when she did last year for so long until she came back now.
That's crazy. I remember that when Love M brought, because I used to be subscribed to Love M, and
Yeah, me
he
too.
was talking about accusing Lolo of doxing her, and then I used to be subscribed to Lolo, and they were going back and forth. But I did not know that Crystal and Kara D got involved with that. That's crazy.
Oh no, no, no. Crystal had her own separate thing with Cara D, and that
Uh,
had kind of calmed down. And then all of a sudden, see, Love M had a Discord, which I was in that. And one day I went in, and they're like, "Yeah, that person's the troll. They're gone now." And I'm like, "Who you talking about?" And then still listening to the YouTube streets, I found out it was Lolo. So Lolo and Love M are going at it with each other over this doxing thing. Crystal decides she wants to get in and defend Love M, and then that's how and then that just came really big, and CPS calls and threats and this and training, blah 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 blah, and then they all left, and now Crystal is back.
I remember Lolo. She took her channel down, but she ended up creating another one. But
Yeah,
it wasn't called Lolo. It
It's
was
called
called
Bougie
something else.
Walk, something Bougie Walk, Bougie Talk, something like that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But with Crystal and subscribers and stuff, there was she had created a Facebook dating page, and I found out that a content creator put a mole in there to gather people's information to docs. And I called Crystal and I told her the YouTube, the content creators page, go look at it for yourself. They're the receipts. I'm not going to just tell you something and not have receipts. Told her to go look at it. I told her to take the channel down. People's information are getting, gather. I took myself out of there. And for a whole month, I was like, Crystal, take it down. Take it down. They're going to get the information docs. And she's like, she didn't know how to. I'm like, you got to take it down, uninvite them, take them out the group. She told me, I took it down. And I'm like, no, I was just there. It's still up. She took herself out. Then she saw Kristen Carrison was in there, and she's like, "Oh no, I can't take it down. CK's in there. CK's in there." I'm like, "She can get doxxed just like the rest of us. Take it down. If you don't know how, make a live and tell those women to get out of there." She never did it. I'm like, "Okay, you don't care. You just want numbers. You don't care about what happened to the people that you listen to."
I heard the same thing when Lolo had her Facebook Live. And this is what's coming from Love M. This is not me saying that. And Love M was saying that Lolo was doxing every single person that followed her Facebook page. And I don't know if that was true or not, but she said that was happening. And this is why I got rid of my Facebook. I got rid of everything because of shit like that. I have to get rid of most of my social media. I wasn't safe on either platform.
Who was doxing people's Facebook?
Lolo. She was saying Lolo was.
Oh,
or
okay.
somebody behind the scenes that was on her Facebook page.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Lola was. I'm talking about a different person. But I told Crystal, and as far as I know, the last time I looked a year ago, it was still up, and she left somebody else in charge of it. And I was just shaking my head. I'm like, you don't even care.
Yeah,
See, she
yeah.
does have people that pull her coat and say, "Hey, you might want to do this, you might want to do that," and she doesn't listen to those people. She just keeps it moving.
Oh man.
And I go on one day, and I see myself blocked. I didn't know it. I'm like, can anybody see my comment? And no one see anything. And I'm like, Crystal, what's going on? Because what happened between when Milkman first, I mean, last, beat her with a broomstick or whatever.
Mm.
Um, I was out for a few days. I come back to her live, and she's talking about it. She's crying, and the two women that she refers as the twins because they sounded like, so she called them the twins. And she's crying. Everybody's listening. They're talking to her, trying to give her advice, and everybody's like, take this live down, and y'all talk to her separately and offline. And so they
Yeah,
did that.
Miss Elite caught her. I don't know if she recorded her just breaking down what she was talking to Love M at that time. Was that the one?
Say when say what again now?
Okay, so Miss Elite had a recorded video of Crystal Swirls just breaking down, crying while she was talking to Love M. Is that the video you referring to?
No, she was crying.
No, this was like a year ago, right before everything broke out and she left. No, I
I
don't know
think
about
that's
her
the
crying. No, I don't know about her
yeah,
crying to
no, no,
love. I don't know about her crying to love M. I was there for the one when she was crying to the ladies that she refers to twins. It was two ladies. I don't know their names, but they sound just alike, so we always refer to them as the twins. But
uh,
it was a late live. But they talked to her, and the next day, I get home, and Crystal is like, oh, so don't them hoes over there. They over there talk about me. They can't come up in my live no more. The bitches this, that, and the other. And I was like, who are you talking about? And so we talked on the phone or messenger, and she was telling me how the twins are over there, and this person's over there at another content creator, and they're talking about her, and they're saying that while the twins were talking to her, they were saying that she fell asleep or put the phone down on them or whatever, and she wanted me to go over to that content creator's and explain that she didn't fall. I mean, that she didn't hang up the phone or lay it down. That she actually fell asleep and listen, she fell asleep and there was drool on the phone and all this, that, and the other. So I was like, okay. I went over in the comment section. I was like, hey, Crystal wanted me to tell you this. She didn't, put the phone down and ignore you. She fell asleep, blah, 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 blah. And I left it at that. And I'd say a month later, she blocks me. And I'm like, what's going on? Oh, you were over there at the same content
Ah!
creator. You're a mod over there. I said, no, I'm not. I said, show me some receipts. I've never modded that
is she
person.
talking about? Is she
I went
talking
over there
about Miss
for you.
Elite?
Huh?
Is she talking about Miss Elite or another content creator?
Another content creator. I said I
Mm.
went over there and did what you asked me to do to speak for you since they weren't listening. And I ain't been over there since then. I don't know what you're talking about me modding over there. It ain't never happened. If it did, show me some receipts. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this when you get when in. So later on, so I get home, I try and go on her live, and I'm blocked. So I go to Messenger to talk to her, and I'm blocked there. So I
Oh
never
my
even got a
god.
chance to clear my name. So I mean, and that's when I made my own little video explaining what they did to me. Her and Love M just blocked me because they claim I was a mod somewhere else. I wasn't, but even if I was, I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, there were times when she was telling people, support sisters, go to this person's channel, they have a channel. And then later on, she started making it look like you're a traitor if you're at another person's channel instead of her channel. And it's like, but you told us to join other people's channels. You recommended their channels and said support sisters. And
Yes.
that's how I found out about a lot of people. That's how I found out about Love M. That's how I found out about, Lolo. It's because she told us to go to those channels and said support, the sisterhood.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say she accused me of modding for Miss Archduchess. That's where the
Oh,
twins
okay.
went. That's where your favorite bed went, and she mods for everybody. But
Yeah,
Crystal
she
claimed
does.
I was modding over there, so I'm like, show me a receipt where I modded for her. The only time I went over there is to tell your side of the story when they claimed that you weren't listening to their advice that night. Other than
So,
that, I haven't been over
so
there.
she had it out for Miss Archduchess back then.
Yeah, because the twins and a couple other people were over there talking about whatever, and she just threw me in there with them too. But I think she really threw me in there with them because 2 weeks before that, um, a friend of mine came over, who's a Brad. We come over here and we work out, and I was like, "Hey, my friend's here. I gotta go. We're about to work out." And I told him to say hello, and he said hi. And then before I could even say, well, Crystal, I'm going to go ahead and go and I'll talk to you later, she says, don't hurt him, girl, and hangs up on me. And the first thing I thought is, damn, jealous much? And then 2 weeks later, I'm blocked.
Mm. Oh man, this is some kind of drama that's going on
They
into
act
these
like
YouTube streets.
Yep, they act like a bunch of high schoolers. It's like you follow this person, oh no, you're blocked, or oh no, you're persona non grata. So it's really unfortunate that they want to try to control and abuse you and think that because you sub to them, you follow them, you should abide by by only their rules.
But
And
how
I
can the divestment community grow
and you
if
know what?
we
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
how can the investment community grow if we keep having
Dividing.
dividing each other? And it's okay to have disagreements, but they turning these small incidents into a big problem, and we don't need
Because
that in.
they
Go
want to
ahead,
be the
Bill.
they want to be the cream of the crop. They want to be the only divestment group to rise out of all the ones that's out there. That's the problem. That's the problem. They want to be the first divestment group to that created this. They want to be that. They don't realize that everybody else, they have groups that have similar ideologies. Just like there was this one I'm not gonna say from the channel, but I was so disgusted they when whatchamacallit, when KS told that girl she was average at best or whatever, and then it was a divested person that claimed that, oh well, she ain't even cute, she ain't, but you're a divested, isn't a divested community, the women in the community, supposed to uplift one another regardless of what your sentiments of how she looks or whatever. The fact that she has been abused by someone of her own race, with her own race, which you would advocate that she should divest and expand her options. You're gonna diss her looks as well? Are you kidding me? So
Here's
I'm
the
kind of,
thing.
yeah, continue.
No, here's the thing, because some of these divestors are starting to sound like mammies.
Exactly.
And it is kind of like, very, very suspicious. And this is why I had to look out for certain, content creators or certain people that are subscribed to, because you don't know who you following or who these people are or what kind of content they're putting out there. That's why I don't subscribe to people right away, because they start as they start to grow their channel and they start getting bigger, they're they start to become who they really are. It's like somebody said on this panel,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
change, and
Yeah.
it is not the same person that you subscribe to. It's like I followed this person for like a year or however long, because some people channels grow faster than others. So it's like now this person is switching up their content, and it's not the content that I sub to. So it's kind of, it's a switch up thing, and that should never, you know happen. And this is why I'm very careful of who I am subscribed to.
It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. So they start off, yeah, they start off being so friendly. It's like, oh wow, and then all of a sudden, when their subscriber count grow, now all of a sudden they're talking about this, they're talking crap about all types of women. They're saying that they're this, they're fat, they're not attractive, they're this, and then they wonder why they're not at the level that they want to be. As I said, if you show that you care for the community, the numbers will grow. You can't just be up in there and talk crap and then expect to have a billion subscribers and then be up in the algorithm. Everybody wants to be up in the algorithm, but don't
Right.
nobody wants to care about the community. And that's why I'm so upset.
It's
When
very, very upsetting. We do this to ourselves. We stab ourselves in the foot. And when, I heard that Lolo left, Love M left, and, other divestment channels left, I felt like, okay, we're dropping in numbers. There is a problem within our community that we need to talk about because we don't want ourselves to drop like flies. We need these channels, and these channels are for Black women and girls, so we can let them, be aware of what's going on in their communities, outside of communities, or whatever. But if we don't have this, these kind of channels to uplift Black women and girls, what other spaces can Black women and girls go to if they don't have other Black women to help them lift up their image?
everybody's fighting to be on top, I could
Mhm.
listen to 10 different people and I'll take what I can from each one and leave the rest. When I first started listening to Crystal, okay, here's a black woman that dates out like I do. Okay, I started listening to her, and next thing I know, it was live after live of black man this, black man that, black man this, black man that. I don't want to talk about black men. I don't date them anymore.
I agree with you 100% because I told my subscribers, hey, look, I'm going to stop, talking about Black men and all that stuff. And I kept on doing it because it seems like, and the reason why I kept doing it is because there there's so many Black women that are now being attacked because we are divesting, we are expanding our options, and we are doing better for ourselves, and we're getting attacked in our community or out and outside our community. And this is why I kept on going because I want Black women to be aware that it's becoming dangerous to even, have higher standards for ourselves. And we're
Oh,
recently we had these four women just sitting at the table, minding their own business, just having dinner, and all of a sudden, a gorilla baboon just came up to them and started harassing them for their number, and they keep rejecting them. And all of a sudden, he gets mad and gets in their face, and he gets a handgun and wants to murk them. I'm like, what the hell? We're going over this now, and not only that, not too long ago, I believe this was 2 months ago, this woman was with her boyfriend and they were having a bike ride, and this happened in Atlanta. These gorilla nakers pulled up beside him, trying to holler at him, and when the boyfriend told them to stop, they shot at her, and they shattered her, I forgot what it was called, and she has to have like a metal rod in her leg now for the rest of her life. It's becoming dangerous to the point where they're shooting Black women for rejecting these men.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with, I mean, talking about what they do. I guess I guess in a sense, I mean, because Crystal has so much, I guess, bad experiences that when she delivers the same message that you do, it just comes out as a woe is me. She hasn't gotten over her own issues yet. And
Mm.
just to go into, child molestation and that little boy's booty hole was bleeding, and you ain't got to get so graphic.
Yeah, she does get graphic. She really does, and that and. She don't want her channel because I think Crystal, I don't know if she's monetized or not, but she has to be careful because there are certain rules when you get monetized, you have to follow it, and this is why Miss Elite is not monetized. It's because she doesn't want to follow by those rules, not at all.
I don't think Crystal is monetized.
I thought she
No,
was.
no,
I
'cause
don't.
she
I,
has
I don't think
money.
she is. I mean, if she is, that's great, but I don't. I don't think so.
But I think that part of the problem is that a lot of people pick a lane and stay in that lane. At one point in time, I mean, Crystal, she had bouts of genius. At one point in time, she was talking about if you're a single middle aged woman, that you should pair up and have each other's back. And she was talking about people getting together and buying homes together, and getting out of bad neighborhoods. If she would have kept with the trajectory that she was on during those times when she had her bouts of genius, she would have easily had 15,000 subscribers at least right now, because a lot of people got exposure to her when they were home for the pandemic. you know like if everybody picks a lane, like if Diamond Princess, if you come up with how to date safely, what kind of date, what's good for a first date, you know how to bring a test kit, have a backup, have a date buddy, take a picture of his driver's license. One person can do that. Crystal can do the real estate in. Different people pick your lane, but I think
Yeah.
that Crystal was all over the place with the bewitching stuff and the nakers and all of this stuff, and it was just too much. And then when people would try to give her a little bit of advice or a little bit of guidance, she was kind of like, "You're not the boss of me. I'm running this." So
No.
that
I
led to her destruction, I think.
Yeah, that's what led to her downfall. You have to listen to your subscribers. If your subscribers are telling you, I want to hear something different, can you talk about this? If that was me, I'd be glad to, because you guys are my subscribers. This is what you guys are the ones that keep my channel going. So whatever you want me to talk about, I will talk about it. Okay, I'm not funny like that. I don't go around saying, "Oh, this is my channel. I run shit around here." But if somebody's trying to tell me what to do with my channel instead of just giving suggestions, then I will have a problem with that. But if you're just trying to give suggestions, say, "Hey, can you talk about this a little more?" I'll be glad to, and I'll do my research on whatever you want to talk about. As long as it's not inappropriate, we can talk about it.
the housing situation. I remember that. You know,
Yeah.
getting an apartment building for single mothers, black women, so forth. She had a good idea, but for whatever reason, she had given that idea to Cerebral since she had more subscribers, but Cerebral couldn't do it for whatever reasons unknown. But she couldn't do it, and that idea just kind of fell flop after that.
But that's what I'm saying. If she would have kept with it and had a team of people, like a lot of these content creators are joining groups. Like, Faith, they belong to a B1 group, and they all support each other. But it's kind of hard when you're not, you're all over the place. Not everybody wants to talk about the bewitching hour and some of the different stuff that she was coming up with.
Yeah, because
I
let me tell you guys something. Because I did a couple of videos on, hypergamy, and when we was going through that pandemic, I talk about the housing situation where people were getting evicted from the house because they did not pay their rent all that time when we first went into the pandemic. And I said to my subscribers, pay your rent. When you get your stimulus check, pay your rent first. Keep a roof over your head. I didn't get that many views on my video. I talk about daily harvest and eating healthy. I didn't get too many views on that either. But when I talk about issues in the black community, or other stuff, I get more views. And
Yeah,
I'm
We
like,
we
well,
thrive on drama.
that's what it is. They
yeah,
thrive. They thrive on drama. That's what it is. That's what they.
Dysfunction and drama.
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, that's
It
what
makes
it is.
them feel alive. That's what it is. It makes them
It's
feel
more
alive.
it's more interesting to talk about the problem rather than the solution.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah,
when you talk
but
about this, oh, I'm so sorry. Because
no,
when you
go
talk,
ahead, baby. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
yeah, because when you talk about the solution, it makes it seem like, oh, you a sellout, oh, you boring, oh, you think you better than them, and this, that, and the third.
Yes.
I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm actually looking out for you, and I want you to share this with your loved ones. That way, you won't have to go through those traumatic experience like I have, or the people, or other people that may have that. You see, we're so backwards. We're so backwards. We don't want to move
Hmm.
forward. We don't want
Exactly.
we don't want to move forward because we're scared of the unknown. We need to detach ourselves from this ideology about the white man and that, oh, we are flexing, oh, I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, oh, the white man, or system of supremacy and all that BS. Like, we need to stop
Mm.
that. Listen, slavery abolished centuries ago. We need to get over that. Okay, we
Right.
came a long way, and we're finally getting the representation that we deserve. We're finally being included. Our melanin is being accepted and included in various spaces, and we're getting the shine, and we're even getting what you call it, when Goldman Sachs gave us that 10 million, that $10 million
Billion,
fund, like, sorry,
10 billion.
10 billion. You see this?
Is it
See, we're
billion?
getting, you
Yeah,
see
it's
this?
Isn't it
been
We have
billion,
to
not
move forward.
billion with a B? Isn't it a billion? Or
No, it's
no.
with
I think it was 10 million. That's Goldman Sachs. Gave
Goldman
us.
Sachs. 10, yeah, 10 million. Okay, so if that's that, then that's, you see. So what does supremacy have to do with anything? What does systemic oppression have to do with being given $10 million when you don't even want to work? You don't want to strive for anything. You just want to sit up there, and then you want to claim that you so-called high value, but you're out here doing illegal whatever it is that you're doing. You don't want to provide. You don't want to take care of your kids. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to protect us. You don't. What do you? You don't have any aspiration for nothing. You don't. So when we start to level up and we start to expand our options, oh, we're all types of bed wenches. Oh, we're all types of B words. We're all types of this and that and a third. What do you? We're not gonna stay stagnant to our detriment for your benefit. Are you kidding me? No, no. So it's either you, if you cannot compete, then accept defeat. Period.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm not, and I refuse to accept defeat. I refuse to accept slavery as why we can't move forward. Like, we love to put our woe is me on other races when other races are not doing that, and other races has been enslaved. But yes, black people has been enslaved longer, but they are not. But other races are not saying, "Woe is me! I've been enslaved too. Look at what the white man done to me." No, they moved forward. They're actually building their own countries, their own communities. It's just us
Mhm.
black people, for some reason, we are the ones being held back because we want people to feel sorry for us. We want people to do everything for us. It never happened. We have to get out of this woe is me mindset and move forward. This is why I got away from the pro blacks, because woe is me, white supremacy. This is why we can't keep our communities and thrive in our communities. This, we can't even get jobs. Woe is me. And
Yep, it's a
I'm not
scam.
saying, yeah, but I'm not saying racism is exists, because it exists. I see it out there, but they're making it too much of an excuse as why they cannot make another Wall Street in Los Angeles, in Detroit, in Chicago. Like that doesn't make sense because look at the footprints of what our ancestors did in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and what's that one place they did Allenstown in Northern California. Even though white people messed that up, it just goes to show you that white supremacy did not stop them from building, even though they did crumble. But during the Jim Crow era, we seem to do better back then than we did now. It's just that we don't we seem to like rely on our problems than rely on supporting each other and helping each other and building our communities back up when it was.
Because
There,
being lazy is easy. Oh, I'm
white
sorry.
supremacy still exists, but it's not enough that we can't build and move forward.
Exactly. Because laziness is easy, unfortunately. It's
Yes.
easy to be lazy and complain instead of going to Google. It's free. It is your friend, and just search up whatever it is that you need to search up. You got some classes that are for free or very low charge that you can take. Since the pandemic, you got some classes that are either free or have like 2 weeks, 30-day trial, 60-day trial, whatever it is, and you could just snatch everything that you could learn up, and then when the trial ends, you cancel it, and then you make something out of it. Come on. There are plenty of opportunities that black people can make for themselves, but now all they want to do is complain, and now all they want to do is blame the white man, and now all they want to do is have these groups, and now everybody wants to go and divide against each other because they want to be the Don Dada of the algorithm. That's the problem. Y'all need to start deprogramming that and really be a solution for all of this, because other races, when we start divesting, other races are going to take over everything to the point where you're going to nearly become extinct if you don't wake up.
People
As
from other countries come here and build and own shops. Why can't we?
the Africans are, they're building their own shops and building their own wealth. If they can do that, we should be following their example.
Mhm.
All these hair salons and nail shops,
Mhm.
owned by Asian people.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Everyone get the likes up. Everyone get the likes up. Please get the likes up. But black women, at least we own hair salons, but we need to build our own nail shops again because I remember back in the 90s, we used to have a hair and a nail shop put together. We were getting it, but we let the Asians take over,
Mhm.
and we need to have that prominence again and not only that, we need to have our own beauty supply store. We need to get to come back and do all this stuff all again because we're getting our asses whooped by these Asians
Mhm. Mhm. We could have used
and
that
just sitting
opportunity.
there.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
I'll let you talk, but we because we can't sit here and rely on other groups of people to stay in our community for long because once they get what they need from us, they will up and leave. That's okay. Go ahead,
Yeah. No, I and I
W.
whole and I wholeheartedly agree. Instead of complaining, we should be building up, like you said, the nail salons and other businesses up on Instagram. And right now, it's a beautiful time because since the incident with George Floyd and all, everything is all basically by black. So instead of complaining, we could just be having our own line of like beauty products or other industry products instead of complaining. We could be millionaires right now, but no, it's just it's sad that all we do is fight and complain and divide instead of just basically getting into the bag, instead of blaming it us on a on something that I'm not going to say that doesn't exist because it does, but that's not stopping us really. So,
Exactly. Because I never had, when I was, I getting my nails and I still get my nails done. I don't neglect myself. I never had problems with any Asian nail shops that I go to. However, I still want black women to open up more nail shops because that's where the money at. Women come in and get their nails 7 times a day, and these Asians make millions off of people wanting to get their nails done.
mhm. Mhm.
They're racking up.
Yeah. Yeah, and when they go back home, that money is going to flip like 10 times fold. What? They had a plan. They had a
Yeah,
master plan. And we should be calculating on that same plan too if we don't if we stop dividing each other and stop complaining about whatever the situation is. You're the only one that stops you from you. Nobody else can. No matter how blatant racism can be or whatever else the circumstances is, at the end of the day, you are the one that can decide your future.
exactly. Hi, Alex. Go ahead and state what you want to say.
Hi everyone. I just want to say that you this ra- this racism thing. I mean, it never stopped my dad to, I mean, from getting a job. And
It's
it,
hold on, Alex. Is somebody arguing? Can you put yourself on mute, please? Can everybody put themselves on mute? Yeah, I can hear you guys. Everybody, put yourself on mute. Everybody,
Okay.
except for Alex. Okay, go ahead, Alex.
and when I was young, both of my dad worked in the morning time and my mother worked at night. And and the fact that black men don't value education, it speaks volumes. Because why on earth are you going to tear someone down about their education, and and you don't have one? That speaks volumes. And to me, it also says that black men aren't willing to go to school and get an education. And it's just sad that the black man has fallen to the point the only way we can act like we have something is if we control black women. And and I don't think it should be like that. Yeah, and you have black men shaming single mothers every day. I say that at this point I don't think the mammies can be saved. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they can't be saved. They're too wired up in this black male worshiping culture and stuff like that. They can't be saved. Not at this moment. They can't be. They gotta learn it the hard way.
I forgot that I'm muted. I'm not used to being muted. But yeah, that is true. Did anybody else got to speak on that? You guys can unmute yourselves.
I'm having a fight with my hair and I'm losing. I'm doing these box braids and I'm having a fight with this hair and I'm losing the battle.
Oh goodness.
There's hair everywhere.
Oh goodness. Keep doing your thing, girl. At least you're getting that money. I can't blame you. You're doing something. But anybody else wanna oh, I think Angel Charm left. But does anybody else want to say anything on what Alexander just said?
Well, I think that, I think that the idea of forming a group and an alliance and supporting divestment and supporting Black excellence could be something that we can all think about because no man is an island. And,
Right.
I think that Alexander was saying that he was going to start a channel. And I think that that would be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with Alexander. He comes with valid talking points every time he comes on my panel or he goes on someone else's panel. And I actually saw him on Themis his panel, and he made really good talking points, and I really really liked it. That there you go, Angel Charms. There you go. I really really like that because he made, and he's one of those males that are very aware of what's going on, and you gotta give it up to Alex. He is very wise. So, does anybody else want to, speak on the topic? Either it could be on crystal swirls or women proposing to men. Like,
See, I didn't see that women proposing to men stuff.
yeah, it's actually happening. If you look on people's tabs or watch other people's videos, it's actually becoming a thing amongst women, and it's very sad because why are women even proposing to men that probably don't even want to get married? They're just using you to, you know, they're just being in a relationship to, have you there until they get somebody what they want, or they just whatever reason that they're there in your life that is not really positive.
Okay, Alexander, from a man's point of view, why are these men not proposing to these women?
Be, because they want to be treated like women. I can see it on every last single person and every last single black person in the manosphere's face. I can see right past them, and they don't even want women to ask them. I mean, they want women to ask them out now, and they ain't how it should be. But these manosphere, I should call them losers because you can't tell me Coach Greg Adams ain't fat as mug. You can't tell me that. And Kevin Samuels, he's just a skinny old dude. And I don't even disrespect elders, but you know what? Kevin Samuels looks ugly as mug. I'm sorry, but he looks ugly as mug. Even with the suit on, they ain't gonna hide that his face is ugly. So,
Oh God.
Are,
Alexander,
are you actually hearing these men saying that they want women to pursue them and that they want women to go
Oh
after them? Are
man.
you hearing them say this?
oh yeah, I hear them say a bunch of times.
I will
Yeah, because they want women to pursue them. They don't want to do anything to put in the work or anything. And
because
to me, that is a very big problem because first of all, why would you want a woman to pursue you in the first place? Because you're putting her out of her femininity and you putting her in the masculine role, and that's taking you out of your masculinity and you becoming the bitch in the relationship. So either way, he's not going to be happy with this woman because she's actually doing something that he is asking. And women, please do not do this. It's a trap. Okay? These low value men, they want you to chase after them because they're playing on your self esteem. They're telling you to chase after them in order to get married. Don't fall for that.
They do this
That's
because,
insane.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
they're actually saying this. Alexander is right. They are actually saying this. And if you guys don't, if you guys are not subscribed to tracking the manosphere or expose the manosphere, you guys are gonna miss out on what these men are saying. They're actually saying shit about women that are actually dangerous, especially to black women. It's actually, we have to pay attention to these men. And I'm not saying, go over there and start an argument. Pay attention to what these men are saying. It's important for us to keep an update on what these men are doing because we have to look out for ourselves because there is a dangerous game going on with these men where now they are at that level where they want to harm women.
and the thing is, these
Oh,
men
can you
that
speak up in the mic, please,
oh
sweetheart?
oh okay
Yeah.
okay can you can hear me now, right? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
It sounds staticky.
Uh, okay. Well, all right. Um, these men that want these women to pursue them, they do this because they feel like it's easier for them, to not have to face rejection.
Yes.
Mhm.
The thing is, they rely on their egos. So in order to not having to deal with a 50-50 chance of not getting their ego bruised, they want to make it seem like they are the prize, and they want to manipulate these young women, to make them feel like, oh, like, for whatever reason they're the prize because they claim to have money or whatever the case may be. They want to make themselves more valuable than what they are, so they want to try to drill out this message that, oh, I should be pursued, I should be pampered, I should be coddled, I should be infantilized, I should be this, that, and the third. And you doing all of this, you're depleting yourself and taking yourself, like you said, out of your femininity role, because we're supposed to be the receivers. We're supposed to be the ones that's axed out. We're supposed to be the ones that's courted. Why are we doing this for you? We're not your mother. We're not your mother. It just really pains me how they're so bold and so brazen to require women that they know, that have low self-esteem, that don't have a strong male figure, which is why a lot of them flock to KS in the first place, because they don't have like a strong male figure to know, um to give them that self-esteem, to let them know what's right and what's wrong, and let them know they're being abused. They don't know any better. So they feel like, oh, because he looks a certain way and because he has a suit and all, they're supposed to listen to everything, and their word is law. And in the end, it ends up becoming a huge detriment to them. It becomes dangerous to them because they pursue them, and then all of a sudden they end up having intercourse. Now they end up having a child out of wedlock. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to be there, and then you become another statistic. Or you end up having a disease because the person that wants to be pursued, he may end up being on the DL. He may end up being on the down low. So,
Yeah, and And women has to be careful who they give their wound out to, because if we have to require marriage when we date these guys. We have to give them a time limit and say, okay, so in 6 months to a year, I want to get married. Don't tell them that, because a man knows when he sees a wife and he sees that your wife material, he's going to give you that ring because he knows that you are that person he wants to spend the rest of his life with. And as women, we cannot be giving up our wombs to men, or giving these men white privileges that they do not deserve. They haven't even earned it yet. And we're giving it up so fast that they feel not the need to even marry us because we already given them the white privilege. And we shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. And this is what mistakes some women are doing, and this is why they're not getting the ring. You see, this is why I said love and hip hop, basketball wives, and these other reality shows are dangerous for black women. It's because we're watching black women on these TV shows going into these dysfunctional relationships, having babies with these dudes, and they're not requiring these dudes to marry them. And even if these dudes do marry them, they ended up marrying them, whatever, these dudes ended up cheating on these women outside the marriage. So we have to be careful when it comes to men. You have to watch what they do, because every little movement counts on what they do. Everything that they say, we cannot take as, oh, what he says, you guys you probably already know where I'm trying to go with this. But we tell women like this, we have to combat this mentality. And this is why the hypergamous movement and the divestment movement is important, because we need to train women all over again not to get into these dysfunctional relationships and stay away from this love and hip hop shows, because they're not good for women. We shouldn't even be looking at this. I remember my cousin and we was watching Flavor Flav. Oh my God. Like,
Ugh.
dude
Ugh.
is the ugliest thing I ever seen. And women will flock to him because, for one, he has money. If this dude did not have money, they wouldn't even bat an eye at this dude. But since this dude has money, they want to, do all kinds of things with him. They're doing, all these wifely privileges, and this dude haven't even earned it. It's like you guys are throwing yourself to a guy that probably is laughing at you. He's seeing how desperate you are, and he's not taking you seriously. And I was
Yep.
like, what do these girls see in him? He's not even good looking.
Trust me, trust me. They'll mess with a roach just because the person got money. It's not even a. They will look past the looks, unfortunately. And I do believe the saying that if a person is ugly on the inside, that's why they're ugly on the outside. that
You are what you attract.
Right, right. Because if you love yourself, if you do the work, if you just take the time to breathe, read self-help books. Like I read a book called Why Men Don't Love Women Like You by G.L. Lambert. Every woman, every especially black woman, you need to read that book, because the person that may end up claiming you as his girl. You may end up being his placeholder. You don't know
Mm,
why he's claiming you as his girlfriend. It
Uh,
could be out of convenience. It could be out of convenience. It could be because the women that they really want to be with, for some reason, they're not around or they're not this. You may be somebody that they settle for, not somebody that they
mm,
prioritizing at all.
right.
oh, and this is why I'm with Diamond Princess on black women, not being in the overweight stereotype. But but the thing is, it, and not everyone one wants to look like a 15-year-old boy. And when Diamond Princess said that in the new Batman movie that Bruce Wayne's girlfriend was going to be black, I was hoping, oh man, I hope she does. I hope that well, because women in the comic books, let's be real, women in the comic books, they, they are just curvy like that. Even though they're fit, they would still be curvy. And I'm hoping that we get like a curvy, fit black woman to be Bruce Wayne's girlfriend,
Like
because
I said,
But instead they got what's his name daughter uh
Steve Harvey,
Lenny Kravitz's
she's
daughter
beautiful. Zoe.
Zoe. Yeah, I like Zoe Kravitz. I think she's a great actress. She took after her mom. However, I was just looking for somebody that's more curvy and more darker skin. I'm not trying to be colorist or anything
I
because
mean,
that's what I was looking for. Because Catwoman is very curvy.
and I'm not colorist either. I'm thinking the same way you're thinking, Diamond Princess, because um I know everyone up here is a comic book fan. I don't know if anyone up here is a comic book fan, but if you look at the comic books, yes, they're fit, but they are curvy too. They do not look like 15-year-old boys. They don't look like that. But in Hollywood, they're starting to actually make them, like, if the woman doesn't fit the role, they would create a suit. But to me, the suits actually makes them I'm like the potato suit that y'all seen on Roast Tico. Y'all remember those Star Wars movies?
No, I don't.
Uh-uh.
I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and me. I
Oh,
used
okay.
to watch Star Wars when I was a kid, but I started getting into other stuff like Marvel and DC and other those hero movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and well, I prefer the women in the comic books. I prefer the women who portrays the women in the comic books to actually look curvy while they are fit, because you all can't tell me that in the comic books the women look like 15-year-old boys, because then you'll be lying. I seen because and now I am worried about Storm, because in my personal opinion, I think she should be depicted by a dark skinned woman. I mean, that's just me. I grew up on the cartoon that she seemed dark skinned, but she seemed brown skinned to me. I don't know, but I prefer, a dark skinned woman to play her, because to tell you the truth, even though Storm got powers, she's still soft and feminine.
Yeah, that's true. They cause back then I remember when what's her name? She used to be cast. She was cast as Aaliyah. I forgot her name. Andrea. I try. Excuse me, but they people were upset with her when she got the role of Storm because they saying she was too light, and I was agreeing because we was expecting we were expecting her to be more darker skinned because that's what the black community was, hoping for. They was just as mad at her being cast as Aaliyah, Andrea Shipman. I think that's her name, Andrea Shipman. But I was mad when they cast her as Aaliyah, and the movie was horrible. Wendy Williams really fucked up on that movie because why Aaliyah was not that light. She was light brown. Okay, light brown, like a caramel color. And then you picked a biracial woman to play her, and she don't even look like her. Like, come on, dude. Aaliyah was a real person. She was not make believe. Okay, she was a real person that had a life. And for Wendy Williams to cast this biracial as as her, it really got me upset because she really didn't do her research and she really didn't do Aaliyah justice at all.
I hadn't seen that series, but I
It's
mean,
not a
if I,
it was supposed to be a movie on Lifetime, but that was back in 2014 when the movie first aired. I was hot. I was like, this is some BS. Really, this was some BS that she put out there. I was mad.
I haven't
And
seen it yet.
oh, girl, go. You guys go see it. Go see it, please. Like, you guys will be just as disappointed as I am because the movie wasn't that good. There was a lot of thing. It was just like people just throw things together and they just put it out there. It wasn't well thought or anything.
Well, then who's in charge of that? Because how come all those people from Black Panther were dark? Because who's determining that only light skinned people should play a black character? Because look at how successful Panther was.
Yeah, because it only had dark skin. I'm like, hold on. Doesn't the continent of Africa have light skinned people as well and albinos?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the reasons why people were also complaining about that because there is a mixture of different people in Africa. Like you had like Ethiopia. Why haven't we seen Ethiopians in that
But
make believe
that
Wakanda?
it was all dark skinned because I felt like it was sending a message that dark skinned people can sell tickets. That the person doesn't, all of the people that are representing the black race don't have to look like Halle Berry, you know? So
Mhm.
I was kind of happy that all those dark skinned people were part of the movie. And even in the movie Avatar, a lot of those actors that played the avatars were black people.
Yeah, but I think that they should, even though I liked the movie was good. I think they should, have a little bit of mixture of albinos and other, people from other, parts of Africa because Africa is very diverse and they all, come in different colors. So, that will be, pretty nice to show that, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. The movie was good. I'm not going to complain. I'm pretty sad that the what's his name died last year from cancer. He was young.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait a
he
minute. Wait, you mean the actor that played that
Black
that
Panther.
Apple? Oh yeah, Chadwick
Chadwick
Boseman.
Boseman. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he passed away, and he was only 42 years old. I was like, wow, black men are dying younger and younger.
Well, it's and it I question the black manosphere because they're not even talking about how black men are dying younger, but they want to talk about you know they want to talk about the women. See, I think the main issue um is the black male worshiping culture. I think we should support certain ones, but not all of them,
Here's the
because
thing: I think more men in that circle should bring that up. They should you make a YouTube channel calling out what like these kind of issues because when you don't talk about that, black men are not even going to notice that they're dying from these diseases, and they're not going to talk. They're not going to talk about it because they're all caught up in dating and getting their rocks off. But you know, for me, if I'm going to talk about health and what's going on with black women, I'm going to address it because I am a black woman and it does concern me. And black women do die from high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, you name it. And this is why I did my daily harvest video, because I did try daily harvest, and and it's good because it's vegan, it's something new, and it's organic. And I encourage black women to try it, especially if they want to lose weight or eat more better. You know what I'm
and
saying?
yeah, I hear you, and I think that because I heard that Raven Simone is doing intermittent fasting, but she says she's not trying to look like a twig, and and
Oh yeah.
I yeah I think that she should get a nutritionist after she finishes intermittent fasting. That's what I think she should do, but that's just me. I mean, she can build muscle, and keep eating right, and with the right nutrition, you can actually build muscle. I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, I mean it's not rocket science, and well, you have black women that thinks they need to appeal to Kevin Samuels's standard of beauty. I say don't do it. And and anyway, why is black women listening to to black men in the manosphere for? They're no they are just mad, and I'm pretty sure one of them will die from uh colon disease, from colon cancer. I bet it's going to be Coach Greg Adams that dies of colon cancer, because when you look at him, he seems like he's fat and everything else, but he got nerve to talk about women. I think he'll die first, and then I don't know if black men are going to get it through their heads or not. But like the honest truth said, sooner or later, what he's saying is going to be mainstream, and I think we need more people in order to make it mainstream. Because think about Kevin Samuels can't go mainstream because he'll need to change his talking points. But the honest truth can go mainstream with his talking points. And every black dude and woman who is fighting against the manosphere, they can go. mainstream with their talking points. And I think that really needs to happen. And because now white men are starting to see what's going on here. And they're not playing into their white manosphere neither. They're the white men who are doing good for themselves. They're not even playing in this men versus women thing, and neither. And I don't want to play it either, and neither does the honest truth. But we got the bad ones from every race that want to do that. And I think when the black women divest, they should avoid those bad ones. This is non-negotiable. They should ignore those bad ones.
The reason why
Exactly.
these women, oh, I
Go
apologize.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, to answer your question on why these women still um somehow is invested into the manosphere, why they listen to them, is because they still love them. We still love them, unfortunately, even though they abuse us, they emotionally abuse us. We suffer what is called Stockholm syndrome. That no matter how they abuse us, how they emotionally abuse us by gaslighting, triangulating us, and just verbally getting us into toxic situations, we still don't want to let go because a percentage of them, even though it's heavily being talked about regarding divestment, a percentage of them don't want to go in that route because they're scared of the unknown. They're scared and they still drill their, and they still somehow they feel like they're going to be unaccepted. They're not going to be loved like they would by their own kind. But our own kind don't love us. They don't listen to us. They disrespect us. They leave us, and they leave us stranded. They leave us with a child out of wedlock. They don't provide. They don't give us security. They don't care about us. But
Right.
we need to stop being so invested into these men that will never care about us. And if they
Right.
and if they somehow show that they cared, it's not because they care. It's not because of that. It's because we moved on. It's because we see that there's actually light, that we're actually celebrated somewhere else. And now all of a sudden they want to hoover us. Now all of a sudden they want to talk well about us. But where were you then when we were rooting for you, but yet you still disrespect us? Where were you then when we marched in the streets for you, only to end up being attacked by you, only to end up being? There was a woman that was she was when she was on Black Lives Matter thing, and then some guy shot, I believe, shot her in the back of the head and all. So where were you? Where were you then? All you do is just abuse us every way that you can. And now you want to be woke. Now you have an epiphany. Now you see the light when we move on and we're celebrated somewhere else and we're doing big things and we're um, creating better communities. Now you want to do that? No, no, it's disingenuous. It's always a motive, unfortunately, and we need to really read between the lines and we need to see it for what it is instead of how we wish things could be, because it's never going to be the way that you want it to be, and we have to accept that, and we have to accept the fact that people that may not look like us may love us more. But it's all a decision. It's about if they are willing to accept that, and that's going to take a whole shift for them. They're going to have to uncondition or deprogram their mind from a lot of the garbage that's being spewed onto them. So that takes a
Right.
lot.
Right. Right. And they're doing that now. They're doing, oh, I love black women. I see them doing that. And it's just like what you said. It's very disingenuous. I don't think they mean that. They're just doing it because they know that black women are now dating other races of men, and that now they have to compete for that when they didn't have to do that years ago. And now that they have to compete, they're trying to, try to brainwash black women all over again to come back to black men and all that stuff, but it's too late. You had your chance. We gave you a chance to, fix up your act, but you didn't want to do that. You want to be very abusive. You don't want to provide. You don't want to, do anything. So what black women did, we go where we celebrate it. And and in my opinion, that's what black women should do. We shouldn't have done this a long time ago.
But you know what? I think that there's something that a lot of black men don't know is that a long time ago, black men couldn't get jobs. White men didn't trust them. And the only people who really were getting jobs were black women. And so black women were the breadwinners. And black women got together and said, listen, our men can't get jobs, times are hard, but we don't want to emasculate them. We don't want them to be suicidal. And we don't want them to have low self-esteem. We want them to be men, and we're going to still treat them like they're the head of the household. And they did that for years. Then when things got better and black men started becoming millionaires playing sports and becoming actors and getting union jobs, and when the economy and when things turned for the better, the black men made a beeline for races other than their own. So we
Yeah,
sat up there and said, are you kidding me? We held you down when nobody would hire you. Are you kidding me? Then they turned everything around and started telling the world how they hate us and how we stink and this and that and this and that. And so now with social media, we're able to show a large timeline in just, bites of information. And so we're looking at the evolution of where we are right now, and we're like, it's on now. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more giving you a trophy for coming in dead last. It's on. Now we're going to tell you how we really feel about your sorry ass.
oh
Mhm.
And
yeah,
and
And
and and we're not gonna coddle you no more. We're not gonna try to now we're gonna say how we really feel about you being ugly and fat and having a limp dick or whatever. We're gonna
mm.
tell you how we really feel now, because no more Mr. Nice Guy. When we were being nice, you guys didn't appreciate it. So it's on now. It's all no holds bar now. Now we're gonna tell you how we really feel. We have our own money. That's it.
Exactly.
and 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 I agree because now the honest truth is he is going all the way in. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, dang. And even Jedi Mike is doing that too. Oh man, AP, I wish you were there because on one of I wish y'all were there because on one of his videos, Jedi Mike was preaching, and and I never saw Jonathan get out of his chair the way he did when Jedi Mike was preaching. He was preaching. That man was preaching, and and I mean, Jedi Mike actually fired up Jonathan even more. That makes me think that that with the honest truth at the helm of all this, uh, of the fighting back against the manosphere, our message can and will get out because because at this point it makes no sense. When I was coming from work, there was another drug bust, and I know who's involved with it, and and yeah, and I think black women should give other races a chance too because when I see Serena and her husband, I don't think he's white. I mean he appears white, but I think he's mixed or something. But with her husband, all I see is a happy couple, and the same thing. Oh, did y'all know that Brett the Hitman Hart, the wrestler, is married to a black woman?
Yeah, and he's like a decade older, like 2 decades older than she is.
Oh man. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, and oh man, when I was surprised to see that. All I saw was a, a beautiful couple, and that was it. And George Lucas is actually married to a black woman too, and apparently, um, they will be described as Massacre X and Kevin Samuels and everyone else in the manosphere as bottom shelf brands. How are they bottom shelf brands? Bret Hart is a five-time WWE champion and a two-time WCW champion. I watched him a lot on YouTube. And George Lucas is make he was the one that made the thing that you that y'all go to see. He was the one that made Star Wars. He was the one that made Indiana Jones because Lucasfilm is actually involved in that too. See, black men should be thinking and thanking the bomb shelf brand at this point. I mean, that bomb shelf brand who is George Lucas. They should be thanking him. They should be going. They should be going to the streets and thanking him for making Star Wars a reality. And you know what? To the black men who are fans of Bret Hart, y'all should be on. Those black men should be on their knees thanking him for creating the memories in the WWE. Because here's the thing, um, when Bret Hart got there, he wasn't complaining. He had to work his way up, and black men are too scared to work their way up. I'm, a Diamond Princess, I'm telling you, I see black men online complaining there hasn't been a full black WWE champion. I hear them complaining about that a lot, and you want to know something? And they actually do the same thing they do with black women. They degrade the world heavyweight title, the 25 pounds of gold that Ric Flair introduced back then. Yeah, back then
But wait a minute, but wasn't Booker T the world's heavyweight champion back in 2002 or before that?
he's a five-time WCW champion. And in 2006, he won the WWE's version of the big gold belt. But my thing is, black men would put that title down and raise up the WWE title. I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me the world heavyweight title means absolutely nothing?
But what about Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Lashley is WWE champion, but I seen his attitude, and if you was to turn on your TV or look on YouTube, and you go to the contract signing with him and Drew McIntyre, the former WWE champion, he had ladies with him. He has ladies with him, and I think that MVP is a bad influence at this point.
Here's a thing, but they never mentioned The Rock. Him being like WWE champion multiple times. Well, world heavyweight champion. They never talk about him because The Rock he is biracial. He has a black father and a Samoan mother, but they never reference him as being one of the black men that actually won a WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They never mention him.
But yet they want to say that Cardi
I
B
mean,
is black.
I mean,
When it comes
actually,
to a woman, you could be biracial and then they'll say you're black. But when it comes to a man, if you're biracial, they won't claim you as that black because they want Cardi B to be black.
You see, this is the thing that the double standard, because black men claims that don't they don't get bothered by light skinned men when it
Oh,
comes to other when it comes to women and all that stuff, but they face colorism just as much as black women, because they pick on, because have you heard of Kwame and him, calling out the Breakfast Club and all them. So he was on live. Somebody shared this. He was on live saying that he would bully light skinned men and a biracial man just because they're light skinned and they don't like them.
I
I,
remember that.
yeah, I do too. I bet he won't say that to the Rock's face.
He
He'll.
won't. He won't, because let me tell you something. The Rock, he's he from wrestling, he made his way all the way into the movie industry, and now he's one of the most high paid actors of all time. But the black men won't acknowledge him, and he's married to a white woman and they won't acknowledge him. But it just goes to show that black men are just affected to colorism as black women are, but they're not affected as much, is because they keep their spaces for dark skinned black men.
Yep,
As to black women,
yep.
we open up our spaces to everybody, and we kind of get washed in the mix because we don't stay exclusive to ourselves.
I mean, yeah, yeah. And I'm looking at the comment of Michael Reyes. He says
Mhm.
that Lucas's wife is beautiful. Of
Yes,
course she
it is.
is. She is beautiful. I mean, that's why I'm thinking about creating nerds winning over the men, over the men that aren't doing anything. And that's what I'm thinking about doing, because black men disrespecting the white man and everything, and saying that they're the bottom shelf brands. Well, the bottom shelf brand actually made Star Wars a reality, like I said, and Indiana Jones. And you want to know what's funny? They actually came after Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, when I seen that trailer and I saw Keanu Reeves, I was like, "Oh, this is why he's breaking the internet, man." He started video games now. I mean, I know he started in the Matrix video games, but I didn't know he was. And I heard from Jedi Mike that the fourth Matrix movie is coming out this year on December 16th. And I'm like, and I in one of the videos I typed in, is he going to stream it on his channel? He said he think he'll get copyright on it. And I believe that he will get copyrighted, but I'd rather go see that in the theaters. I'd rather see Neo than I'd rather see Neo, who is the one in the Matrix again, over something that like, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I still there are certain people I support now, but I'd rather see that in December because after Black Widow and Shang-Chi and all that stuff, I'm gonna stop watching Marvel until they it gets stuff in order. But I'm still gonna be watching DC because that that is awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to when a black female superhero if they come out with one, and I personally want that female superhero to have a love interest who is who is Asian, and I don't want the actress to be scared of kissing the Asian dude. I
Here's the
don't want
thing.
to. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I contacted, DC about having a black woman lead, a black woman superhero lead in her own action film. They haven't Warner Brothers has not came back to me on that, but hopefully, they do get the message and they be more diverse with it because they have Green Lantern, they have they have Black Lightning, and they have Static Shock, and and a few other black male roles, but we haven't even seen black females in their leading roles, and that goes for both DC and Marvel. They're lacking in diversity. I haven't seen Asian men in leading roles or Asian women in the superhero leading roles, stuff like that. So to me, both of them are concerning. And Disney, Disney, they lack in diversity. They really do.
And,
Well, they
and
did have Catwoman, but it was terrible. It bombed.
yeah,
Oh, the
yeah, yeah.
Batman movie?
No. The Catwoman movie from 2000. I think it was in the early
Well, that
2000s
wasn't
with
by Warner Brothers. I don't think that was by Warner Brothers. I think that's by something else. But both of them are still lacking in diversity, and
yeah.
as black women, we need to have our voices heard a little more. We're not out there as we should. We should.
Right, Tyler Perry Studios.
Tyler Perry Studio.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh my God, Tyler Perry went into this.
I'm just saying, if you're shopping out,
Hmm.
well, and I'm sure that because Marvel is just putting out Shang-Chi. I mean, I personally think Holly Berry did good as Storm, but I still rather have a dark skinned black woman to play Storm, and they introduced us to Misty Knight. I didn't know that Misty Knight. I mean, I knew that Misty Knight was a fit woman, but I didn't even know she was curvy like that. Was there something I was missing or something like that?
Um, who are you referring to? I'm sorry.
Misty, her name is Misty Knight. She is actually a black woman, female character, and yet she appears in Luke Cage in the Luke Cage comic books and Daughters of the Dragon.
Oh, Luke Cage. Oh, that movie. Oh, yeah, I remember Luke Cage. Yeah, but I'm talking about more prominent black female roles because I like you know, to see more black women in superhero roles. That's all I want to see. But question, you guys, what do you guys think about the new Batman movie that's coming up? You
Who's
guys,
in it?
that guy from Twilight, he's playing Batman, Bruce Wayne, and the Kravitz girl, she's playing Selena, Catwoman. There's other people that's playing in it too. If you guys watch the previews, it will come clear.
Oh,
So yeah, so there, he's gonna be in there too. But I'm just waiting on the movie to come out so I could actually, give my ratings on that.
all I want to know is which month and date is coming out, and I'll be ready to go see that one because I think Robert Pattinson is going to do good.
I
Um,
think he's
I
good.
don't, yeah,
I
I don't,
They
yeah,
said
I don't.
somewhere in the fall, probably in September. I don't
I'm
know because that movie was supposed to come out last year, and it
the
got put
damn pandemic. I'm,
in the
I'm
pandemic.
sick of it. I'm sick of it. I couldn't even go see WrestleMania last year. It was supposed to be in Tampa. I couldn't even go see it
Oh
because
my
of this.
god, I went to go see SmackDown Anniversary because they came to Los Angeles, and I ended up seeing The Rock. My brother invited me though. I ended up seeing The Rock. He looks fine in person, but I was all the way. I was all the way in the back, like towards the back row. I was like, "Damn! If we all had enough money, we can actually stay in front row." But
I mean,
but I enjoyed it. That's a couple of months before the pandemic even started.
oh man, and I was hoping to get Roman first. I mean, Goldberg versus Roman at WrestleMania.
But let's stick on topic. Like let's talk about this Batman movie. Have you guys seen the trailer yet?
I haven't
I
seen the
mean, I
trailers
seen
at
it.
all.
I seen it. I seen it. Yeah, I seen it. It was last year. I seen it. I was really hoping that it would come out because I'm a huge Batman mark. I mean, I already have the Michael Keaton Batman movie on Blu-ray because I like to. Yeah, I like to figure
Love
out.
that Batman. Tim Burton did a really good job on that two Batman films.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to him. What happened to Tim Burton?
I was thinking the same thing. If he were to continue these Batman movies, it will be better. Because after he did Batman Returns, he stopped, and somebody else did Batman Forever. I don't know who that was, but to me, Batman Forever was okay. But if Tim Burton was to take over
Was it
that,
Nolan? Was it Nolan that did that one?
no,
Chris Nolan?
Schumer.
And no, Christopher Nolan did Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises.
You know what? I met him.
You did.
What?
Yeah, I met him. I used to
Oh
work at
my!
a hotel, and we had celebrities that would come through. And I checked him out. He checked out at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I didn't know that it was him. I get mixed up with white people because sometimes their hair is a different color. And then when I saw this guy, his hair looked like it was a different color than what I would see on the red carpet. And it was Christopher Nolan. And so he
Mm.
said, I'm checking out. And he said, is everything okay? And it was like my brain completely froze. And I didn't realize that it was him until he was walking out the door because I would have had so many different questions to ask him. I would have made a pest of myself. But yeah, I met him. He's short.
Oh wow,
Uh,
is he handsome
Oh my!
though?
He's handsome.
Oh my
He,
God!
he
I can't.
He came here around the time when a Batman movie was coming out.
You know,
Oh my God.
I was looking at the date. It says the movie should come out in 2022, and another one saying the fall of 2021. So I don't even know which one is correct. So we're probably just going to have to wait and see, But Lenny Kravitz's daughter is supposed to be in it, and who else? Robert Patterson and some other people I don't even know. But
Mhm. Shoot. I mean, oh man, I think that they should come up with more super, like Marvel. I mean, Marvel is doing it now. They have Ironheart, um, and they have America Chavez. To me, she looks dark skinned, medium dark skin, but I seen her character. Yeah, she is a fit woman with curves. I can't describe the character. All I can say is she's a curvy fit woman, and that's it.
What's the lady's name that is in the Have and the Have Nots? And
you
she's a
talking
dark
about
sister.
Tika Sumner?
Oh my gosh, she is so pretty. She is
Yeah,
so pretty.
you know, she black men thanks to the manosphere that for bringing up. Yeah, thank you, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, he he did a video about this. I think last year he did it, and he and the manosphere was saying, "Oh, the society's trying to uh, uh use bandwidthing as propaganda." And this is discussing how they paired up black women with white men. It was talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I was like, why do you guys even care? You guys are out there interracial dating.
I thought they said that we weren't good enough for them. What do they care what we're doing?
I don't know. But when
Uh,
they see this Batman movie coming out, I think they're gonna complain about the same thing. Why are they pairing up Bruce Wayne with a black woman?
Shoot, I wouldn't mind. I'm still pissed that in Romeo Must Die, Jet Li and Aaliyah didn't kiss. I'm still pissed off at
Oh
that.
gosh, man, I was I still love that movie, but I wish they would have put it in there because but I think what happened was the Asian community did not like it when Jet Li was paired up with Aaliyah, because I thinking that they were supposed to have a romantic relationship in that movie. However, the Asian community had a problem with it. So did the black community because they were like the interracial couple at that time. So they were very like people on both sides were very upset about that pairing. And to me, I'm like, who cares? Like, I want to see Jet Li and Aaliyah in a relationship. That that I can't people
See, I think that Whitney would have still been alive if she would have got with Kevin Costner.
in the
Oh,
bodyguard.
Huh?
oh,
You
Hmm.
talking about the bodyguard?
Yeah, I think that if she would have got with him in real life, she would have still been alive.
Oh yeah, instead of messing with
yeah,
Bobby Brown. Um, everybody
I,
said that Whitney got Bobby Brown. She got Bobby Brown on drugs. I don't think so. I think he got her on drugs.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
some
it's,
bring out the
I
best in
mean,
you, and some people bring out the worst in you. And he
Yeah.
doesn't seem like the type of person that would bring out the best in you. When I hear, or every single time I hear Kevin Costner speak about Whitney, he has such praise and adoration for her.
Hmm.
He seemed like he really loved her. Even at the eulogy, he had nothing but praise and admiration for her. I think that if
oh,
she would have got with him in real life, she would still be alive. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Good.
I I actually saw that. I think he was crying.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Oh man, I wasn't look. Oh man, I knew I wasn't looking closely. Dang it, I was only looking at him and saying, giving his given his speech about Whitney Houston and everything. But uh, yeah, I'd be like, give in the movies, give me heterosexual black women of any skin tone. I agree with Michael Ray on this.
You
I'm
know,
just
Jet Li had a crush on Aaliyah. Nobody knew this.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
what? She
actually
was a
liked her.
beautiful woman.
Yeah, there was a
I
lot of
mean,
people that were crushing on her.
I did
It
not know this.
yeah, he had a crush
hey, you
on
know
her.
Prince Charles? Prince Charles had a crush on Beyonce.
What? Prince
Ooh.
Prince Charles had a crush on me. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Y'all mean to tell me?
Say,
I mean, I knew that. Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah,
she was
yeah.
Even the
gorgeous.
Tyrones had a crush on Aaliyah. And I want if Aaliyah wouldn't have still been alive, I wonder
She
if
probably
she
would
would.
have divested. She probably would have
Yeah,
divested. Cause I
yeah.
mean, cause she's a gorgeous woman, man. Like she's
yeah.
universally attractive, and that's the thing about us. Here's the thing about what Black women need to realize. When they start understanding their self worth, they'll realize that women can actually, especially Black women, if you know your worth, you can choose what you want
Yeah, but she
instead.
was with Diamond Dash at that time.
Yeah,
Did you say
yeah.
Diamond Crash?
Oh man,
I just,
man.
That's
I
shady.
think like you know what I really when it comes to it, I really think Aaliyah wouldn't have gave Jet Li a chance. You know, I really do believe that. But I really do think, she wouldn't have,
But then,
divested. Go
yeah,
ahead.
cause
I mean,
she oh yeah.
I,
Oh,
I
all
mean,
right,
I,
sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm.
Let's let Terrell get a chance. Go ahead, Tyrell.
Hey, Diamond Princess, how are you?
Good.
That's good. You had a good graduation?
Oh yeah, did you look at it?
Yeah, it was kind of long. I didn't get to finish it. I had to go
Yeah.
back. Where was you in the picture?
I would say I was like somewhere between A and L.
Okay, I
Yeah.
know you probably don't want to give yourself away because you probably don't
Yeah.
want nobody to know who you really are.
Yeah. But
Okay,
what you have to say, Tyrell?
well, I realized that with this topic, I see this as, I guess, I find that I very rarely find women rarely posing to men. It's something very rare. I normally see all the times men supposed to pose to women, but I guess now they try to make it normalized where women supposed to pose to men, which I find that strange. But I never looked at marriage or even think about marriage because I'm only 25. That's not one of my list of things to think about right now as I try and get through college. And I feel like women can find any kind of man that they can get with. Black women, they can. I think they can fall in love with any man they choose to be because black
Mhm.
women are the most prettiest women on the planet. And I think they can get any guy they want, whether it's a black, white, Hispanic, or Middle Eastern. If they really want that person, I really believe they can get them if they want. And because black women have a lot of potential and got stuff to them that I don't think a lot of people don't understand. Black women got a lot of uniqueness to them because they are the most educated group in America. Black women, so
And we are the prototype for basically all women, if you, arguably enough. We are. I mean, when it comes to certain people, they want to tan and they want to try to have curves like us and everything.
Hmm.
They emulate us and they want to date our men, and they want to speak how we speak, and they want to do their hair like we do our hair. We
Oh
are
God,
these.
those baby hairs be good. They be aggravating.
It be
They
annoying
be looking
sometimes.
like weeds coming out the corners of their face. I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh man.
And
Oh
it be
That
man.
They
Oh,
annoying.
got
baby
baby
hair.
hair tattoos now.
Yeah, they do because
Baby
these
hair
white women.
tattoos.
Because I think they did that because white women can't, do the baby hairs like that. So they made these tattoos and, to make it easier on them. But to me, it's like they just look ridiculous to me.
Yo,
I
are
know
you
who
um,
y'all
serious?
talking about. I got feeling y'all talking about Kim Kardashian because she copy everything a black woman does. She don't
Her
have no,
and her sisters.
yeah, they don't have no talent on their own.
I
They
mean,
they
she.
they rely on black women. They
I
be
mean,
going to black women's channels, be watching and seeing what they do, and they be stealing from them because they
They
don't have
steal
no
from
talent
them.
on their own. They have to
Yeah, they
steal
hey,
from
steal
black
from them,
women just
and
to make
hey,
money, and
they
then
hey,
they
don't.
want.
Tyrell, did you know that when Tristan Thompson kissed Jordan Woods, every last one of the Kardashians got mad with her?
Oh
No,
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't. I don't know.
yeah.
Didn't know about it. I don't follow
Just
you.
keep, just go ahead and keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna be gone for a moment. Just keep the channel going.
Yeah, so they was making a whole spill about it because her man was Christian's man was if that's her name, was kissing Jordan and everything, and it got caught wind, so now they wanted to blame the woman, but she ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, he was the one that approached her and they was having a good time and everything, and they wanted to really crucify her in these Twitter streets and the whole social media streets. But then when it got that bad, and with all the social media bullying, that was when the Smith family was like, I will protect you, I'm there for you. After that, now you don't hear not one word. That was when one of the Kardashian sisters all of a sudden wanted to apologize to Jordan, all of a sudden. But she was ruthless. She was calling her all types of this and all that stuff, and making her seem like, oh, she's just a harlot and this and that, because she thought that she wants a man. She's telling you, I don't want your situation. I don't want your man. So you're threatened by the fact that your man, your so-called man that is not really with you like that, made a move on her, and you're being mad. You want the whole social media. You want black women to also go attack another black woman until the Smith family came about. Now all of a sudden, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm this. But you take everything from us. You be taking everybody else's man. So then when your man is making a move on somebody else that's close to you, oh, now you're mad? No, you need a taste of your own medicine. Period.
Exactly. I've seen pictures of Jordan Woods. She's a beautiful black woman. I mean, if I'm a man of of good character, and that's what's missing is character. See, they want to put emphasis on black on high value means having money. It's not like that. Because check this out, if Superman didn't have a character development, nobody would care about him. And if Batman would have killed his and I think if Batman would have killed his mother's killer, and because he was supposed to be the better of the criminals, I would think nobody would have cared about him. And the same thing with Iron Man. If he stayed like a drunk bachelor and no character development, nobody would care about it. See, that's what black men are not thinking about. If you don't have character, nobody is going to support you. And if you're showing that you have bad character, nobody is going to support you. And that's what black men aren't thinking and aren't realizing. And I think it's going to be it's going to be a long time before the black men in the manosphere actually sees that. But when they do, it will be too late because you're gonna have black women marrying white, Asian, um, eh, white, Asian, Blasian, um, Hispanic, and yeah, have all that, and you probably gonna see black women marrying men from Russia also. By then it'll be too late. Were y'all listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, we listening. We got you.
We here.
Okay. And I and and one more thing, I think we might need Michael Ray to come on to the panel sometime too.
Who?
Michael
He's
Ray,
saying
the
Michael
one
Ray.
that
That's in the
yeah,
comment right now.
The
He's saying him.
Oh,
moderator.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because I would like to hear his side of things also. And I also saw a comment saying Leonardo DiCaprio had a crush on Rihanna.
yeah.
That is true. Oh my god, oh
A
man.
lot of men have a crush on black women, but they think that black women don't like white men, so they don't shoot their shot.
Yeah.
I mean that
It has to take for them to see them with a white dating a white man already to try to shoot their shot. So yeah, they
I
get really
mean
intimidated.
what is I think what it is that black women have been conditioned because of the whole Black Lives Matter stuff and the police killing of black men that they think every white man is racist, and that is obviously not true. Do you have some in the white race who is bad? Yes, but that's not the majority. If it was, then no single white person will have voted for Biden. No single white person will have voted to get Trump out the White House. None of them. And I think what it's going to take is for everybody, including white men who love black women, to stop this brainwashing of every white man is bad. Or yeah, I think black women need to stop. Also, they need to stop. Um, go only settling for one race of man, because you never know when when that certain someone that you are looking for is going to be in another race. I think that I think that black women is attracted to everybody, but the thing is, so, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a huge fan of Donald Trump back then, and and back to the wrestling thing. WrestleMania 23 happened on my birthday. I was born on April the 1st, and I didn't get to see Donald Trump shave Vince McMahon bald in in person. So that's why I envy those who um who actually went to see that. And maybe I'm jealous, or maybe other people in Detroit were able to go see it. I don't know. But the thing I saw from that is how come how come Donald Trump stood up to a bully, but black men can't even stand up for themselves? That's like,
The reason why black men can't stand up for themselves, because let's face it,
and here
they're
that
cowards. They're actually cowards. They like to bully women, but when it comes to another man, they
Oh, they
can't
know better.
face them.
Oh no,
They
they know them. They know better, because
I,
a man will sell. Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
no, no, go
The
ahead, go ahead. I got excited.
yeah, because a man will seldom come after another man. They know another man's strength and they know what will happen. So it's easier to come at somebody that they perceive as weak just because they are physically they are less stronger than a man. So they think that, oh, it's easy. So I'm going to pick on this person. Like the saying goes, pick on somebody your own size. But no, they're gonna purposely pick on somebody that they perceive is weak and in a different race, which is a woman, and they know that a woman is not no, but they feel like they don't have the mental ability to stand up to a physically powerful man. So they just feel like, okay, yeah, I can mentally abuse her and physically abuse her and all, just because they are cowards. They won't do that to somebody their own size, which they should pick, but no, they do it because it's easier, unfortunately.
yeah, because I've seen the black the O'Shea Duke Jackson going after Ashanti, and I'm trying to figure out what's so owned about her. It's like, she still looks like she's in her late 20s and early 30s to me, because because she it's like she never ages. I mean, even some white people like Tom Cruise, he never ages.
Well,
I'm
they got that
I'm
good. I mean, they're in Hollywood. Hollywood, they got the best, you know, access to, like, skincare and all that. And coupled with the fact that a lot of black people, especially what they say, black don't crack, right? So, I mean, that could also hold true. But when you're in that type of status, you have access to a lot of great treatments that could keep you looking years younger and younger. So what we naturally look, even in decades, we could still look our age. A lot of people, like from other races, they have to have like manufactured products to look the way we still look. So that just goes to show you something.
Yeah, that is true too. We do look good for our age. We really do. We don't like it depends how we take care of ourselves too, because if you don't know how to eat properly or stay off of drugs, things like that, or self care, you're going to age quicker than you're supposed to.
That is true,
hey,
yeah.
yeah, that is true. And uh, Michael Ray, I see that too. I actually, I actually had this experience too. That I saw, I too saw a black woman that looked 30 years old, but she was actually 70. I mean, I mean, it's like the black women get. It doesn't matter whether they're 70 or in their early 30s or late 20s. They still be beautiful. At this point, white men already starting to see that. At this point. if the black woman keeps bringing herself down like that, I mean, bring herself down to the I mean, to the point that they want to be in the struggle of, I mean, not I realize that not only that would actually make you age more in real time, but and like I'm starting to get worry lines on my head because I'm always stressed out a lot, but I'm taking time to trying to stop worrying about stuff. And the thing of it is the only thing I got. The thing is, how come black women still is still on this race loyalty thing, but black men ain't even doing the same. I mean, I get so stressed out when I see what black women like the Gaudis say that black men that if you swirl as a black woman, then you have no right to talk about black issues.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you
I
can
mean,
like for me, I don't talk about black issues no more. It's because black people don't listen. Even if we talk about solution, nothing's being done. So I'm just like, I am very tired of giving people the hint or finding solutions to the problems in our black community. But if people really wants to change, they will do it. They will come together, they will do it. But it looks like with the black community, it's how can I say it? It takes a whole family to make a change, in my opinion. But you are right. You can. If there are black women who are divested and they marry outside their race, they still have a right to talk about black issues. Because we're still part of the black community, no matter where we live or where we go. We're still a part of that.
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
and I think that I think that is you know and what really saddens me is that I keep listening to these mammies saying that no other race wants you. I get so frustrated because they're not even looking outside. They're too busy worrying about what black men think and not experience the stuff outside. And and when the gyms open back up, I mean, I mean, you go to the gym and you can see interracial couples in the gym also working out with each other. I mean, yes, you may see a few black couples, and that's about it. And yeah, and and I was um and I was and actually I was told that and because um well, I'm thinking about going on a I'm thinking about I'm thinking about eating healthy again. I don't know why I got these worry lines on my head for. And maybe it is because of stress, but I'm a 25-year-old man, year old black dude, and it's like people be thinking I'm like older because of the beard that I have, but I always shave it off and it keeps it keeps coming back. Anyway, I'll talk to somebody about that. But what I'm trying to say is there are white men. There are white men like Michael Ray out here who actually drink water and rest. Okay, Michael. Um, yeah, and something. Sometimes I'm just trying to worry. I'm feeling worried about black women and this whole struggle of phase because it's not right. I mean it's not right to be stuck with men who devalues you and if black women aren't watching movies with interracial couples in it, like Something New, I actually like that movie. Um, and Sonic the Hedgehog, I like the movie. The only thing I didn't like about it is that it was missing tails, and that's about it. Um,
Tell one of the characters. But here's the thing. You can't worry about what other black women do or who they choose to be in a relationship with is because that's what they chose and you can't be stressed out about it. I know that you are concerned about that, but if they choose to be in the struggle of, that's what they choose. And there's nothing you can really do about it or worry about it because that's what they signed up for. So you shouldn't be really stressed out about something like that because that's what they like because these women like drama. There are women out here that like the drama and like the headache. That's what they're used to. You know, if there is a black woman that is concerned and she is looking for a white, looking for the right man to, help her, to I'm getting somewhere with this. Excuse me, y'all. But if there is a woman and she is trying to get out of struggle of and she needs help with it, then you can, involve yourself in that. But we can't worry about the mammies and what they do. We can only reach out to the people that want to do better and improve their lives. That's it. That's why I don't stress out about what other people are doing in their relationship because it's none of my concern. I don't care. If that's something that they like, that's something like they like.
And the thing about it is, that's all they know. These women, that's all they know. That's all they've been surrounded with. They wouldn't know what real love is or what peace is if it hits them, if it knocks them in the head. They wouldn't know what it is because they're so used to the toxicity. They thrive off of it. It makes them feel alive to like get into all types of toxicity, get into all types of fights, and think that they can make it up by doing whatever intimate acts and stuff like that. But at the end of it all, it's still toxicity, and you have to deal with it. And the sad part is that when they have children, their children is going to suffer from this struggle of the suffering, because of the fact that again that's what they thrive off of it. They think that a peaceful relationship, a relationship that is actually high quality, that there is no turmoil, everybody works together, there's no not to say no arguments, but a peaceful relationship is considered boring. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
bland. Like, oh, they need something to, they feel like toxicity would add some type of spice into it to make it seem like it's a functioning thing when it's actually more destructive than it is a functioning relationship. So basically, yeah, they function off of turmoil, unfortunately.
Yep, that is true. Well, we almost hitting the 4 hour mark. Let's go in and do our last closing remarks. I really enjoyed this discussion. We'll do a part two of this, but we're gonna do. You know what I want to do? I want to discuss movies that have interracial dating in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because I want to expand my channel more and away from the dysfunction and go into something interesting. So I really want to do a part two for the movies. So go ahead, Alice, give your last thoughts.
Um, and I agree with you, and I agree that I want to know. First, I want to know when is that video going? That life is going to be, and is Michael Ray going to be a part of it? And third, I say, black women, there are white men like Michael Ray out here who loves black women. I don't know if he's with one, but there are white men out here who is who are who do love black women, and one of them is a cup of Joe, and he's a white man, and he'll tell you he was attracted to Aaliyah because he saw Queen of the Damned. I never saw that movie. I only know her from Romeo Must Die and the music video she did for Anastasia, and that's about it. So,
Okay, Bixby.
Okay, the whole time that oh god, this my phone is the whole time that we were talking, I was doing my hair, and so it's finished. So if y'all want to see it,
You don't have to post it here. You don't have to post it here.
well, you could I could turn on the camera for a little while, and I promise I have no makeup on. I promise I didn't put baby hair on because I know you don't like baby.
Ooh, no,
Girl, that baby
never
So
say
hair.
I
That
didn't
baby
be
hair.
here,
I'm
girl.
gonna give y'all a sneak peek. Y'all see the finished product. This is the first time I went on YouTube, learned how to do it, and just this is my first time installing box braids. So they're the
Okay.
giant ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm in the kitchen right now. So hopefully
Drum
y'all don't.
roll, please.
Yeah, I had to put a
Okay.
bathroom on because we don't want porn up in here. So
Just
okay,
cover your
here.
face because it's only for your safety. Oh,
oh,
okay.
Okay.
okay,
Great.
Yes.
okay.
That's great.
So yeah,
Well,
this
you
is the
look
first
great.
time I've done it.
Oh,
No
okay.
need.
Oh
Yes, so
man, you look
nice.
great.
Yes, it is.
So that's a weird ending, but yeah. All
You
right,
still
guys.
did it.
Just
I'm still
I'll still
struggling
be
how to do
listening.
box braids. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
got it
struggling with it.
online. There's a lot of channels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it online, and they're heavy, but this is the first time I'm doing it. I'm gonna keep practicing though. I'm gonna try the butterfly twist too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. That'd
cool.
be so
All
dope.
right, let me just
Uh,
okay, guys. So y'all got a sneak peek. No baby hairs, just for you.
Oh my
oh man.
okay, Tyrell, last thought.
Well, I say it. I ain't sure. I say that to me, black women got a lot of work and potential, and they know their worth. I should wish for all men, no matter what the race they are, can realize the black women worth because it's a blessing to have them in your presence. Black women are truly a gift, and they are very nice women. They are probably the most compassionable, and I just feel like that they don't get enough credit. A lot of black women get overlooked, and a lot of people don't see a lot of black women as true beauty because they need to be the new set of beauty standards. And late and lately, black women can do good in any relationship. It not always have to be where a black woman, where a white man, or a black woman can fit in any role. So I just feel like they should do need more representation in Hollywood and the music industry, not as the negative, but as a positive role model. See black women forward, let them take the lead and actually take the road and lead the way and uplift their fellow black sisters to follow them in their footsteps and make them do better. Because there's a time where black women will lead the way, and their time is coming soon. They have so much potential that nobody doesn't know. Because people just want to sleep on black women every day, and it's their time to rise and shine.
Good.
That was
Oh
very
man,
nice.
yeah, oh man, Tyrell, you up here preaching, man. Oh man,
That was very sweet.
Yeah, it was
Man.
sweet. W.
Yeah. So it all comes down to loving yourself and always love yourself, trust your intuition. Just know that not everybody has your best interests at heart just because they look like you or talk the talking points that resonate with you. Just do what's best for you, and once you love yourself, you're going to end up attracting things that you thought it was nearly impossible. So once you love yourself, you don't have to chase, you don't have to beg on one knee for a man that will never plan on marrying you or just see a future with you at all or have or bear children with you. Once you love yourself, that man is going to ask you to marry him and get down on one knee instead of you doing that. So just love yourself, and and show that you care, and all of a sudden all the gifts, all the rewards, and all those beautiful things will come after you. Will come to you instead of you begging for it. So that's what I want to say.
Good,
All
good.
right, cool, good. Thank y'all for coming up. I just also didn't mention this, but Crystal Swirls is a single mother. Her baby daddies never married her. But I just want to throw that out there because there are non-black men that are like, but how can I say it? Non-black Tyrones out there that try to play the same game. Just be careful in general with these men because there are men that you cannot trust easily. And I wish more of the divestment um, women would, speak more about this in terms of looking out for men of other races that act like a Tyrone, even if they're not from the hood. There are losers in that very community that cannot get the women in their community. So they will try to seek out a black woman because of the stereotypes that they heard about black women. So be careful with that because they will try to play on your emotions. So be careful with that. So that's all I have to say on this one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.
At the next one.